All right, all right. Okay, to come get this Mobcast work. To come get this work Mobcast has started. All right. And General Africa got tied up. That's okay. That's why it's two of us. We hold each other up and we make sure we get the job done. Okay? We make sure we get it done. Yeah, man, it's three of y'all in the building already. Okay? You in the building already and y'all ready to come get this work. Okay? General, I can't find General Africa's theme song though. I can't find it, but it should be there. Man, we finna come get this work. Yes, yes, the moderator, General Africa, will be on any minute. The legendary General Africa. Man, it's five of y'all on. Okay, the links have already been sent. Okay, the links have already been sent. So, and I'm sending the links have already been sent out initially. Because oh, wait a minute. Hey, General Africa. Okay, we done signed up twice. All right. The links have been sent out, everybody. Okay, the links have been sent out. Thank you guys for joining the show, y'all. Man, it's gonna be great. Okay, got everybody sent in. Links are sent. Guys, it's time to get this thing cracking. Y'all hear me? Let's get it cracking, okay? Let's really. Great, okay? Okay. Uh oh. Okay, the links have all been sent. Okay, everybody links have all been sent. Okay, we got the link sent out. Sent in. Okay, good. Okay, full time MMA is in the building. Okay, I'm gonna send out the link. Okay, everybody who wants to come in and come get some work, we're gonna come get this work. Okay, this is the come get this work Mobcast. Okay, General Africa will probably be here soon. I'm pretty sure he will. And when he gets here, he's gonna moderate, but it doesn't matter. Even if he's not here or not, we will still moderate. Okay, for some reason, my email won't remember on this channel. Full time, give me your email real quick, man, so I can save it to this account as well. And man, we can come get this work. Oh, we finna talk. We finna talk some MMA today. All MMA, not just women's MMA. No, 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 no. Okay, we finna talk all MMA. Okay. All right. Let me see. Full time. Hide it because I know you don't want trolls with your stuff, and I've copied it. So now I shall hide it. Okay. I know how they do you, man. I know them trolls don't show you no love, but full time MMA. Okay. Okay, all the links, George, everybody, links are sent. Guys, let's get in, okay? All right. Okay, the links are sent, guys. We got a lot of MMA to cover today. And, I'll moderate until the general gets into the building. And when the general gets into the building, that's when this thing will go down. Okay? It's all good. It's all good. Y'all know what it is. Come get this work. The Mobcast for every MMA fan. Okay? All right. Finishing this plate. Good job. Hey, mom always taught us to finish all the food on our plate full time, so that's good stuff. Okay, guys, so to all the people, it's 10 of y'all in the building right now. Folks, come on in. Let's get it started, okay? The broadcast has started. We want to keep it to about an hour and a half. Come on, come get this work, okay? All right. So, where do we start now? Where do we start off at, okay? Okay, Arpit Singh, the link is being sent to you now. Okay? My man Arpit Singh. All right, Arpit, you're going to have to re-give me your email again because on this channel, for some reason, they're not saved. So, yeah, man. Hook me up, Arpit, with the email, and we'll get it in. We'll get it in. Okay, checking my messages now. My phone's been charging. So, for some of y'all, I didn't know. Okay, let's see. All right, channel MMA with Jay is going to be in the building, okay? And I'm going to send the link to channel MMA with Jay again. Channel MMA with Jay. All right. And the legendary General Africa will come in. Okay, Arpit, I will hold that off. I'll put that on there. Let's see, Arpit Singh. Okay, now in the future, guys, what we'll do, okay, we'll come in, we'll get it going at about 8:45, get everybody in so we can just start chatting, because I kind of want to get it to where we just hit that start button and we go, because we're wasting a great deal of time, just kind of sorting out links and stuff. So the links will come out a little bit earlier. Okay, we'll have it and we'll get it done. And that's just the way that is. Always like to try to start it on time, but we get caught up. I know, man, stuff happens. And, we got this storm rolling around here. Okay, Arpit Sync, you're in the building. Okay, the email has been sent. The links are all sent to everybody, guys. All right, guys, so if you guys are coming, y'all come on, man. Come on, let's come get this work. Okay. Okay, Aquarius is in the building. Aquarius is in the building, in the doggone building. Okay, George, I sent out your link already, okay? You guys, the links have been sent. Okay, let's do this again. Let's do it again. The links have been sent, y'all. Okay, the links have been sent. Okay, let's try it again. All right, the link has been sent again, okay? Okay, guys, everybody's link has been sent. Okay, so let's go ahead, come get this work. Okay, come get this work. Got Megan Anderson, one of her simps, Dre Craig's. He's actually he wants to come on my channel one day, and then he wants me to come on his channel, and it's gonna be, boy, it's gonna be an explosion. It's gonna be an explosion, cause I'm gonna wear that dude out, man. I'm gonna wear him out. Like he's not gonna even have the time of day. Okay, I'm serious, y'all. When I get a hold of him, when I get my verbal hands on that guy, it's a wrap. It is. It is a wrap. I'm gonna debunk this guy so bad, man. This guy gonna have nightmares about the coach. He is. He's gonna have nightmares. All right, let me see who we got in the building. Okay, trying to get everybody in, calling all the participants. Okay, good. I can hang up. I was calling everybody. Channel MMA with Jay is in the building. What's going on? Channel MMA is in the god doggone building. Arpit Singh is in the god doggone building. What's up, Arpit?
What's up, sir? What's up?
Man, my man Arpit is in the building. That's good. Okay. Mistaken, Channel MMA, you with us now. What's up? Okay. We'll give Channel MMA with Jay a little bit of time to get a microphone together. I think she got a microphone that just possessed by the devil. That's probably what that is. Microphone possessed by the devil. Okay. The body snatcher, Keith Brown. I see him in the comment thread. The body snatcher, XA Gucci 23. Hey, XA. Hey, man. XA, come on in. Let's do a little role playing, man. Hey, do me a favor. Play the role of Tyron Woodley. I want to give Tyron Woodley an interview, man. Come on, XA, man. Hey, let's do it for the fans, man. Let's entertain the fans. Come on, bro. Come on. You got to do it, man. Just do it for about 5 minutes, man. I need a 5-minute interview with Tyron Woodley, XA Gucci 23. I know you can do it. Okay, Aquarius. You can send your email, put it in the stream, and then I'll hide it. I'll copy and paste it, and nobody will see it, okay? Or you can send it to you can send it to come get this work podcast. on. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I got your link, XA Gucci. Okay, channel MMA with Jay. You back? Are you with us now? Okay. All right. I think a troll has decapitated channel MMA with Jay's microphone, and she's having issues. Yeah, she's having issues. Okay, wait a minute. My message was not. Hold on. Yeah, General Africa. Man, okay. I know that I sent it to him. Okay. XA. Yep, XA. Got you. Okay, Aquarius, just put it into the comment thread and I will get it. Okay. Come on in, Aquarius. We're going to do some role playing. Okay, channel MMA with Jay. You with us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Jay, I thought a troll decapitated your microphone, and I guess that's what it was.
I think that is what it was.
Yeah.
You got me sweating over here trying to make sure this thing is hooked up right.
Okay, well, you got to get your push-ups done. Then, don't you can't, you can't whine. I mean, you can't shine if you whine. That's just how that is. Hey, we're gonna start off. I want to start us off with a little bit of laughter today, because actually, Jay, to the general get here, you can moderate the heck out of this, man. I would love for you to. I think you do a good job. I'm just not the moderator type, but I do want to do some role playing. My man XA Gucci coming in, and we're gonna interview Tyron Woodley. Okay, boy, that's gonna be a treat. We're gonna get the fans a little lively.
Okay, you got him in here. Who's in here so far? It looks like it's Arpit.
My man Arpit, and then Aquarius is coming into the chat. Boy, this is gonna be legendary. The great Aquarius is coming in, y'all. Hot diggity dog. George, I sent you a link 3 times, man. Come on, go to your email, get the link. Because I can't spend the whole podcast sending out links, man. Come get the link. Please. These links, man, these links drive you crazy. Because some people do get the links, but then when they try to go in, sometimes the links don't I don't know, man.
It doesn't connect. Yeah, it won't connect. It'll just keep shutting you out. You out.
Some people links is like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's their computer. Maybe it's just YouTube. Let's just blame YouTube. Hell, I mean, you blame YouTube for everything else, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I know why. Okay, George, I know exactly why you're not getting your links. I know why. Okay. Yeah, I keep putting 2 G's in your name. That's what it was. Okay. And here I am thinking the computer just don't like any of us. Okay. All right. We'll put that in here. We're in the clear. Yeah, I feel like singing a song. Okay. Feel like singing a song.
One of your raps.
A rap? Okay, sure. Yeah. I ain't singing a rap. I ain't. But I am doing a remake of I'm Not Racist, though. I am.
A remake?
Yeah, man. I'm doing my version of I'm Not Racist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody out there calling you racist.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. It's going to be good, though. It's going to be real good. I'm not racist. Just face it. I can't tell you the whole thing. I'm going to just get into it, and we going to ain't going. Okay. I see what's going on.
All right.
And the general, he got occupied. That dude's a busy guy. So if I know that he's running behind, I'm just gonna come in early, and I'll just like I'll have all the links ready at 8:45, and then we just get this thing cracking, man. Okay.
It looks like XA Gucci says he's ready to play the role of Tyron Woodley. He says send the link.
XA, I already sent the link to you, man. Okay. We're going to get Tyron Woodley, guys. Hey, Tyron Woodley is coming into the stream, y'all. I can't believe this, man. This is a dream come true. I mean, this is a freaking dream come true, man. The legendary, the chosen one. He's going to come into the stream. I mean, I'm pretty excited about this, Jay.
I'm not mad at it. You found your not your lookalike, but your voiceover guy.
Yeah, man. Hey, can't wait. I can't wait, man. I can't wait for the whole thing to play out. Okay, Aquarius, I've sent you a link. All of you guys got links, so let's get it in. Okay, so Jay, what's the first thing you want to talk about to Tyron?
What's going on, everybody?
It's full-time MMA.
Hey Jay, what's going on?
What's up, full-time?
Also, Coach and Arpit. Not much. What's going on?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, so what y'all want to talk about first, man?
Look like George just got in the building. Whatever you guys want to go with. What do you have here? I know last night I was listening and I heard
Okay, who is doing that shit?
Hello.
Oh man. George
That's one hell of an intro.
Sounds like George got his own intro music.
Exactly.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh man.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Right on. And man, poor Harper got knocked out of the stream because of that intro, man.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
I scared Harper?
Yeah, you scared him off, man. That's what happens.
Okay. Sorry. It's dark side.
All right, we're gonna have a couple other people. So, I mean, full-time, man, what you guys want to talk about, man? We got, man, UFC 229, UFC 232. I mean, I kind of want to talk about some of these guys, man, because we got some good fights. We got some good fights rolling around, man.
We know we got to talk about Khabib and Conor, most definitely.
You know, I kind of. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, I'm definitely down to talk about UFC 229. That's a big card this weekend. Is UFC Moscow, but honestly, I've been thinking about UFC 232. Just I've been thinking about the possibility, but we can talk about that a little later. I've just been thinking about the possibility of that WMMA triple header. If they can get Rose versus Andrade on the same card as Nunes versus Cyborg and Valentina versus Joanna, I like that. But yeah, we can talk about anything. I'm here. I'm down. Respond. I just got off my own stream, so perfect timing.
I kind of want to talk about Mark Hunt, man, versus Olenek. I actually want to talk about that fight, man. That's a fight that's going under the radar, man. So, I mean, full-time, man. Yo, man, what kind of thoughts you got about that fight, man?
Man, Mark Hunt, he's taken the fight on somewhat short notice, but he still had plenty of time. The style matchup is Mark Hunt, of course, you know, the king of the walk-off knockouts and, you know, more of a stand and bang kind of guy. He's going to be going against Alexei Olenek, who is actually 2 years younger than Mark Hunt and has like 70 pro fights. So he's got 3 times the fights, and he's got 44 wins by submission alone. And 11 of those submissions are all Ezekiel chokes, which is what he did in his last fight, which is where he was fighting Big Baby Junior Albini. And he was getting clipped up on the feet a little bit, but he just like pulled guard and locked in the choke, where it's a choke you do from when a guy's on top of you and you just pull him down, like, and you choke him out. And he's really good at that. It's like his signature move. And even without that, he's a great submission artist. And Mark Hunt is more of a stand-up guy. So if he can get the fight to the floor, which is going to be difficult because he's not really known for shooting takedowns or just his wrestling, but if he can get the fight to the floor, I think he's got the edge. But Mark Hunt, I mean, he could very well knock this guy out because he was getting clipped up on the feet before ultimately taking the fight to the floor in his last fight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think that, I mean, Mark Hunt, I don't know what to say. It's like Mark Hunt, he's got this little bit of a monkey on his back right now with the whole lawsuit thing. And now he's like fighting in Russia. He can't get really on a I'm not going to say this is a bad card. It's something to be said. If you're not fighting in Vegas, you're not fighting in New York, you know, Mark Hunt is a big deal kind of fighter, but they've kind of put him out there. I know he stepped up for this short notice, but either way, I think that this is Mark Hunt's fight to win. You know, it's hard for me to be able to choose, like pick Alexei Olenek, because that Ezekiel choke comes out of nowhere. You don't see it coming. And I'm not really like, Alexei Olenek really doesn't have much else to offer. He doesn't have anything on the feet. Like full-time say, he was getting clipped up on the feet by Junior Albini in the last fight. And that Ezekiel choke came out of nowhere. And I think he had how many Ezekiel chokes in a row? Was it 3 of them or something like that?
I'm not sure exactly in a row leading up to that fight, but I know, yeah, that's definitely his move of choice. And it's funny that you say that, because in this last fight, he was getting clipped up, and it was just almost like, all right, I'm done bullshit. And he just walked up and just pulled it down on him, like out of nowhere. Just, all right, time to go to sleep. Just pulled it down on him.
He was like, okay, I tried it. I tried the stand-up move, but we gotta end it right now. Yeah. So I don't know. I think Mark Hunt is also a very durable guy. I mean, I remember watching Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt has just he knows how to take some serious ground and pound, some punches, some grappling, all of that without going out. It reminds me of that fight with him and Stipe. And Stipe just kept looking up at the referee like, man, I keep hitting this guy. He's not even defending himself, but he just won't go out. He kept looking up at the referee like, come on, I'm obviously winning the fight. This is obviously a TKO. He just won't go out. I mean, Mark Hunt's a tough dude, really tough dude.
He old as hell, y'all. Like, God,
I think Mark Hunt's 43. Olenik's 41. So they're both pretty similar. But yeah, you are right.
I mean, this dude is farting cobwebs in there, man. Like, God,
with the UFC, they're pushing out a lot of the older guys so they can get the young guys. Like, they got rid of Leo Machida's gone. I think
they got rid of Machida?
Yeah, Machida.
God, dog, man, they can't do that.
Yeah, he's gonna have this fight in Hawaii, Bellator Hawaii.
Then you got Roy Nelson, you got Frank Mir, you got a bunch of other guys who's been there for maybe like for the mid years of the company. Most of them are gone, and you just got a few that's there just as figureheads like Matt Hughes and Chuck Liddell and Tito, who works for Cyborg. And and Hunt, he's been a pretty good fighter, but he just never got that push to get to be a champion. And those Samoans are tough. I mean, I used to remember the kid watching Fights with Bart Barker. That was his fear. Every time the Samoan would come on, they had to grab him and toss him on like a rag doll.
Okay. Now my man XA Gucci, I don't know how you got in last time, man. Cause see, when they started calling, I hate this damn channel. Well, I don't hate it, but I hate because General Africa know all the stuff, the ins and outs to it, and it's like starting over from scratch for me, man. When I have to log into this thing. XA Gucci's coming in. Hey, we got an interview with Tyron Woodley, man. He's gonna be here, and guys, the panel, we will get to ask Tyron some questions, okay? And I just saw Aquarius has joined the chat. She's in the building. XA Gucci 23, come on in, man. We got the Tyron Woodley interview. Rochelle, how you doing? Sorry. Aquarius, how you doing?
I'm all right. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a first. The legendary Aquarius is in the building. Guys, she's always in the comment thread, being positive, helping out fighters, just anything, leaving good words, man. I'm glad you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
Man, I'm glad you're here. Hey guys, my main man, Mr. Tyron Woodley, has entered into the stream. Hey Tyron, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, Coach. How's the brothers and sisters doing?
Hey man, they doing good, man. They doing good.
Everybody, good evening.
Good to see my dominant victory that Saturday night. How I took Darren Till to school, and that boy had no shot against me. 74 to 1.
Tyron, first question, man.
Did you see the look on Dana White's face when I elbowed Darren Till?
Come on, Tyron, man. Come on, man. You're supposed to be the chosen one, man. Come on. You got to stop making fun of this guy. Come on, stop this. Please. Stop it.
What's the first question, family?
First question, man. What are your thoughts about Mr. Colby Covington, man? He said that you fought somebody who shouldn't have been in there with you. And he said, you need to come fight a real man.
A real man.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff that Colby Covington said, most of that shit is scripted. So whatever he's saying doesn't make no sense to me at all. To me, Covington, he's not in my league. You know, I am the welterweight. You know, this is the Woodley's division, and Covington is not in my league.
Mr. Wiggly, I have a question.
Hey,
The brother George Payne, you're breaking up, brother.
Hey, does anybody have any question for the chosen?
I do.
Okay, Jay. Well, it sounds like you. I mean, do you got a question for the chosen one?
Oh gosh, let me think about it. Let's see. The chosen one, Tyron Woodley. Do you think you're gonna be fighting in NYC, or is Dana White gonna be cutting you from the roster? What's gonna happen?
Oh, Jay, you asking the wrong question. Hey, dude got choked up for this.
I see.
Damn, how dare you run off the damn chosen one like this?
Shut him down.
Wait, who we talking to?
We got Tyron Woodley. We got Tyron Woodley on the line right now.
Where he at?
Tyron, hey, say hey to Genesis.
What's up, Genesis, man?
Hey, Jay.
Hey, Coach, I'm still here, brother. You know.
Genesis, that's Tyron Woodley.
Tyrone.
That's his name is Tyron. That's Tyron Woodley right now.
No,
I swear to God.
It's not.
Tyron, please say hey to this.
I told you, I am the one.
Boy, I'm looking at your picture. You ain't no damn Tyrone.
He used that picture to be inconspicuous.
Oh, whatever.
That sounds just like Tyron Woodley. You out of your damn mind.
Don't.
Okay, stop it. Stop it. Just stop. That's enough. It's ridiculous.
I'm tired of the foolery.
Oh man. Oh well, you know. I thought full time gonna get him in some interview time, but he ain't.
Yeah, I got a question. I was waiting. I didn't know if he heard Jay's question or not, but I got a question for Tyron Woodley. I got a hard hitting question. Rory McDonald has a win over you, and he's over at Bellator bringing in the cash and the Bellator reigning champ. If you guys were to fight again, do you think you could avenge that loss, or you think Rory's got your number? Choke.
I think Mr. Woodley's scared.
Choked up.
He's sleeping.
Ah, dog. Hey, Tyron. Oh, okay. Must be having microphone issues. That's that Dana White approved microphone, you know, and they took it and shoved it up his ass.
That's that bullshit.
That's the microphone we bought at Big Lots for $10.
Dana White sabotaged him.
Yeah, Dana White did it to him. All right, well, he'll come back, I'm sure.
Hey, my beautiful people. I'm so sorry I did not speak to all of y'all. I only spoke to Jay. Hello. How's
that's what's up.
doing?
Yeah.
Salute to Dennis Espinoza in the chat.
My Lord Merlin.
I can't
Come on
play
board.
the theme
Join us
song
on
on this,
Alert.
man. It won't play. But okay, y'all. So let's talk. Okay, let's talk about. We just talked about Mark Hunt, man. Do you guys got Mark? Okay, full time. I think you said you had Mark Hunt actually beating Olenek.
Actually, I don't. And what's if you look at the odds at all, Mark Hunt's about a 2-1 favorite, and I think Olenek is for sure going to have the home crowd advantage, and that doesn't help you out in the cage much. But in a 50-50 situation, it might. And, of course, the judges, if the crowd gets louder for Olenek, that might ring with the judges. So if it goes to a decision, I could see Olenek getting it or a submission. I mean, it's a really close fight because Mark Hunt could win a decision or a knockout. So either one of these guys could win a decision or finish the other one. But I actually think I'm going to give the slight edge to the hometown Alexei Olenek.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh.
Hey, Coach.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm back on.
Oh, hell. Hey.
I lost connection. Sorry about that.
That Dana White approved microphone. Hey, full time asked you a good question, Tyron.
Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah,
all right.
I hear you.
One. So here's my question. Rory McDonald, he has a win over you, actually, and he's been over there at Bellator. He became the champion. He's raking in the cash. And I don't know how this would ever happen unless we get a co-promote. But if it were to happen, Do you think that you could beat Rory in a rematch, or does he just have your number?
Like I said, this is the welterweight. This is the Woodley's welterweight division.
The Woodley weight division, I think you mean, but I know what you mean.
He could come back and get this work. You know, this is my division.
What about GSP?
GSP, same thing with GSP. He could come get this work as well. You know, GSP is scared to fight me. That's why he's running to 155 division, trying to scout the lookout for what's that fight? Conor McGregor and Khabib, because GSP don't want to work for me.
Oh, Lord.
Well, some people say it's actually because you're not a pay-per-view draw. What would you say about that?
Pay-per-view draw. I'm over here knocking out guys. I'm in here winning championships. Why do they call me a pay-per-view draw? You know, I am the star of this whole division. Without me, there is no welterweight division. GSP left, and he went to the middleweight division to beat up an old Michael Bisping. GSP don't want that smoke. This is my division now. I am the star.
He's cold as ice.
All right. Well, how do you plan on beating Colby Covington? And I'm done.
It's simple. By knocking him out. Colby Covington is not in my league. With whatever game plan that Colby brings in, I'll be.
I have a question for you, sir.
Oh, damn, yeah. Genesis Green. Yeah, Genesis, go for it.
Are you listening to me, Tyrone?
I'm listening. Go ahead, sis.
How the fuck you let somebody of another race use the N-word? How stupid are you?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Yes. I was going to ask that, Mr.
well,
Woodley.
actually, he's 2% black. I'm just helping you out. Go ahead.
2% don't mean nothing.
Stay out of this full time. Let me grill this motherfucker real quick. How the fuck you let somebody of another race use the N-word? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Listen.
No, you listen.
You gotta let him answer the question, Genesis.
We ain't ready.
Well, goddamn it, he not talking. Shit.
He tried to. You keep cutting him off.
Well, he needs to hurry up.
The man speak. Waiting for you, Mr. Woodley.
I don't know what to say.
Answer the motherfucking question.
So you got me on that one.
Okay. See, I'm gonna slap the fuck out of you when I see you. And that's a problem.
Oh, man.
You're supposed to stand up for our people, and you gonna let somebody use the N-word like it's cool? You a bitch.
Oh, man. It's called the chosen one to be. I tell y'all, boy, that's funny, y'all. That's funny. Well, y'all,
I have a question, Mr. Woodley.
Okay.
Who do you see in the future to be your next opponent, sir?
My next opponent? Well, yes. Like I said, I want Covington next. After I start Covington, I want the winner of Robert Whittaker and Kevin Gastelum. I deserve a super fight. And once I clean out my division, I'm going to the 185 division, and I'm gonna knock out who wins that fight between Robert Whittaker and Kevin Gastelum. I already have a win over Kevin Gastelum, and we just saw what Romero did to Whittaker. Now imagine if I put my hands on Whittaker, he's going to sleep. That I already would have that 185 division unlocked once I move up.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Oh, okay. Hey, okay. We had the last couple of questions out of Tyron, and we'll get back on the topic, man, talking these fights. Hey, my man, Augustine has a question for you, Tyron.
Do you want to fight the winner of Khabib or McGregor?
So what's that?
Do you want to fight with Conor if he wins? Because he has lot of
My man, I can't really understand you that much, my brother.
He says you want to fight Conor.
Say it again.
Do you want?
He asked if you want to fight Conor if he beats Khabib.
Conor, please, Conor. Conor is scared to come back up to the 170 division. That's why he ran back to the 155 division. He knows that he has no chance against me. He knows that once I get these hands on him, that Lucky Charms will be running. Conor don't want no smoke. Like I said, the 170 division is my division. This is the Woodley division, and nobody ain't taking this belt away from me.
Damn, that's pretty damn good, man. Damn, that's something he would say too. Oh man.
That's what Bronco didn't say.
Okay, y'all. So let's go ahead and get it, man. So okay, UFC 229, man. That's stacked. That card is
you want me to mute myself?
Huh?
You want me to mute myself?
No, I mean, man, if you want to stay in the comment, because it's a mobcast, man. We finna get to talking, man. Get some of these people going. But
all right.
Okay, so folks, let's do this. Let's talk about UFC 229. That's a big card. You know, I want to start with Aquarius because, you know, she ain't had a chance. This is her first live stream, so I kind of wanted to have a great experience with all those crazy ass people on the panel. What are your thoughts about Tony Ferguson and Anthony Pettis?
Wow, I'm not familiar with Anthony Pettis, but I've seen Tony Ferguson. He's the one who fell and broke up his knee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see him come back. I think it kind of sucks that he lost his belt because of an injury. I hope the UFC paid him for it. I definitely want to see him win so he can get to fighting Conor. I think that's where he should be.
Okay. All right. No worries.
I'll go ahead and start it off and give a little bit of a background on Anthony Pettis too, you know, just so people can give, you know, a better thought just in case, because you might know of Anthony Pettis, you're just not remember him. He was actually the former UFC lightweight champion. He got famous. He was on the Wheaties box and stuff. He got famous really for that kick. He jumped up off the cage and kicked and got a knockout on Vincent Henderson. And it was a super highlight. Like, it was on ESPN and everything before MMA was even thought about being on ESPN and stuff. Like, it was a really viral knockout, and he became the former UFC champion. But he lost his belt to Rafael Dos Anjos, and so he's on the way trying to get his belt back. And he just got a win over Michael Chiesa. You might have saw that fight maybe. He put him in the triangle armbar, and so now he's going to be fighting Tony Ferguson, trying to come back to the top of the division. But as you said, Tony Ferguson is the guy who was the interim champion, and he lost his belt because Conor McGregor was the champion. He was the interim champion. They got stripped on the same night when Khabib fought Iaquinta. But, yeah, he's still one of the best lightweights. But you have to wonder, how is he going to look coming off of that injury, which seemed to be pretty nasty? On social media, he was keeping you up to date on, like, the healing and the recovery process, like all the way from when he got the staples taken out. It was a pretty nasty cut and stuff. So, I mean, you got to wonder if he's going to be 100%. But if he is, I would think he could beat Pettis. But Pettis is great standing up and also on the floor. So it's going to be a great fight.
I know he's been training with Eddie Bravo. Eddie Bravo was on Joe Rogan, and he said that Ferguson's been looking good. And they've been working on fighting off his back. Mm-hmm. He said that if he does fight Khabib, a lot of people who fight Khabib just try to get up and cling to the cage, and Khabib's good at bringing them back down. So he said with Tony Ferguson, he's been working on like fighting off his back and not just trying to get back up right away, but throwing blows and elbows. And, you know, he's been working with Eddie Bravo on that.
Yeah, and that would be great to see because Khabib, he's really been fighting a lot of strikers. But, I mean, yeah, that would be a great challenge for Khabib. I mean, someone that's going to fight off their back, that would be something new. And so, yeah, that was a great point by his jiu-jitsu coach, Eddie Bravo, for sure. He recently got his black belt from Eddie Bravo.
That's the name, Eddie Bravo.
Well, you know, that's the guy, you know, he do the Eddie Bravo tournament. And, you know, Eddie Bravo actually, they had like the last two tournaments, they've had like a really big women's division in that as well. And they try to include them, and they even offer some cash prizes. So it's kind of cool for some of these fighters that they don't get a lot of fights, but they can go to the Eddie Bravo tournament and, you know, go in there and possibly win and, you know, win a cash prize. And, you know, it's pretty cool.
Right.
Hey guys, we'll do this, okay? When somebody like really asking like a really deep question, let's try to mute. Now go ahead and mute yourself, you know, when somebody, you know, talking, because the background stuff is kind of like, it kind of throws everybody off and people trying to listen. So I mean, let's do that, man. So, you know, everybody can get their thoughts out, you know, about, because it kind of distracts me. Like when I go, if I say something and then if I hear like a dog or somebody eating a ham and chicken sandwich, I'd be like, man, I wish I ate chicken, because I would ask you, can I have some? But it doesn't happen that way. Okay. And dang, boy, what's wrong with Arpit? Boy, that thing just drops out. Okay, so let's give everybody a chance to kind of, I guess, talk. Okay. All right, full-time accountant, I'm gonna go back to you, and then you can kind of just hand it off to somebody, man. This is a fight that I really wanted you to talk about, man. I wanted you to talk about Sean O'Malley versus Jose Quinones. And I know that's your boy. I know you and Malley, that's your boy. Man, you got to give us the breakdown on that fight.
All right, well, it's going to be the main event on the prelims of UFC 229. After Pettis and Ferguson actually got announced, it was going to open up the pay-per-view, but now it's actually kind of in a better spot, because as the main event of the prelims, it's the free portion and you're the main event, so you get a lot more promotion. But Sean O'Malley, bright prospect coming up, came out from the LFA. He had a viral knockout on David Nuzzo. And then he got on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series and had another great performance. And it was on the first season when they had the Snoopcast, and it went viral because, I mean, for one, he has a crazy look to him, and so he was fighting in there. And when he got the knockout in I believe the second round, if not the third round, like Snoop Dogg went crazy on the Snoopcast, and that moment went viral. So Snoop Dogg called him back, and he got a lot of followers off of that and a lot of hype. But he's got some serious skills as well. He's attempted flying arm bars, or a flying triangle in his fights. I mean, he was injured after the Contender Series fight. He got the contract, and he fought Terrion Ware in the UFC, and then most recently Sukumthoth. You might remember that fight because he injured his leg in the third round, and Sukumthoth took him down, and he was injured. If that fight would have stayed standing, he would have probably lost just from being injured. But he won the first two rounds, so I'm glad to see the fight played out the way it did, because he deserved the win, but he got injured in that third round. So after that, he's been healing up. Now he's going to be taking on Jose Quinones, and this is a tough fight, man. Jose Quinones is on like a 4-fight winning streak right now. It's definitely not an easy matchup. So it's going to be a tough fight for Sean O'Malley. But I think if he wins, especially the card that he's on, I mean, it would just take him that much further in his career, because, I mean, there's a video that came out, and it was like the similarities between Sean O'Malley and Conor McGregor, and it just showed back to back, like a kick Conor McGregor threw and then a kick O'Malley threw, and it was the exact same, and then a punch and then a combo. Like there was like 8 different things, and it was just kind of crazy. And so he's going to be opening up that pay-per-view essentially, and it's going to be a great fight, but it's tough. He's not getting any easy fights. I mean, so it's going to be fun to see. I know he's looking for a finish. I know he wants a knockout for sure in the UFC, but he's been working on his jiu-jitsu lately, so we'll see what happens. But I think it's going to be a great fight, and I'm for sure rooting for Sean O'Malley. So
let me, last question, man. Do you think his foot has completely healed up?
His foot, yes, but there is a video he put out on his YouTube channel, and he was talking. It was before his fight got announced, before he even knew he was going to be on this card, and it wasn't his foot, but he was talking about a injury. I think it was. He said he tore a labrum like in his hip, and they were potentially going to get surgery. But since Conor McGregor versus Khabib got announced, and it was such a huge opportunity, instead they're going to get the physical therapy, and so I don't think he's going to be 100% coming into this fight, but I mean, fighters really never are, but he's still been training, looking good. It's not looking like he's like injured when he's training. So he might not come in at 100% this fight, but I don't think it'll be his leg. I do think is healed up. His foot is healed up, but maybe some other kinks from training and stuff. But yeah, so, but I mean, his opponent could be coming into this fight with some injuries. You know, there's a lot of people on this card like, hey, you want to fight on the same card as McGregor and Khabib? And it's like, well, if you're thinking about healing up or taking that opportunity, you probably just want to take the opportunity. So, I mean, I don't know if he'll be at 100%, but I think he'll still be healthy enough to put up a great fight. We saw in his last fight when he was injured in the third round. I mean, and his opponent, it was funny because like there's a lot of people that root for Sean O'Malley to lose, but I mean that's what makes him a big draw. You root for him to lose, you root for him to win. People are wanting to watch you fight. So there's a lot of that. And in his last fight, he injured his leg early in the third round. And so everyone who might have been rooting for him to lose, or just even rooting for Andre Sukumthov to win. They were like, why are you taking him down? Like, no, like, because he's injured. But Sean O'Malley, on the same token, he had an injured leg. He worked back up. And I'm rooting for Sean O'Malley, like, why are you standing back up? No. But he stood back up on one leg, still rocked Andre Sukumthov on one leg. So he's dangerous, even if he's got one. He's always dangerous. So I think he's coming into this fight healthy enough to put on a great performance. But his opponent is a tough challenge. Even at 100%, Jose Quinones is going to be a tough fighter. He's on a 4-fight winning streak, coming off of a win over Teruto Ishihara out of Team Alpha Male. So he's on a streak right now, and I'm sure he would love to be the guy that, you know, derailed Sean O'Malley's hype, or, you know, and become the first person to beat him. So he's going to be, I'm sure, training, and it's a big card, big opportunity for Jose Quinones. So I'm sure he's going to be training hard. This is going to be a tough fight. I'm definitely clinching. Like, I'm rooting for Sean O'Malley to win, but it's not a gimme fight by any means.
Wow. Okay. So now we're gonna change venues, okay? And then I'm gonna hand it off to you, Channel MMA with Jay, okay? Now, you got to give some people some work about Rose Namajunas. Is that correct? Rose Namajunas versus Jessica.
Yeah. I was listening to the stream from last night, man, and I heard everybody just kind of like roasting Rose about her, you know, her emotional breakdown or whatever she had about the bus incident, and just kind of, I'm not really sure what's going on. Rose, she may not be a dominant champion because she hasn't been a champion for long, but she did the unthinkable out there. And I just want to put a little bit of shine back on her name, because Jessica, yes, she went out there and knocked out KK, but by no means does that mean that Jessica Andrade is now some sort of favorite. I just don't see that happening whatsoever. I think that it's going to be a tough fight, no doubt. And I wish, and I hope that they make the fight. I believe that they will make the fight, but it's not a landslide for Jessica like the rest of her bouts, you know. It's just, and also in terms of the emotional distress thing, she was never the one who talked about the emotional distress. It was her coach. It was Trevor Whitman getting online on I don't know if he was on the MMA. He was on one of the MMA shows, and I guess he didn't have much to talk about because he just started talking about how she's afraid to go outside. Like, she didn't even mention that. You know, she didn't really bring it up necessarily. So I hope that this isn't getting, I just don't want the story to get skewed too far to the left, that it's like she's some, you know, little dove in a cage that can't get out.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if you're saying, hold on. I was going to say, yeah, she didn't say it most recently. It was her coach, like on the Ariel Helwani's MMA show. But she has talked a little bit about it, like on the Jim and Sam show. It was about a month. It was more so after the attack, not most recently. Yeah, but that was Trevor Whitman that came out recently, like this Monday, and spoke about it.
Yeah, and that's why the story's getting a buzz about it. I didn't even do it. I didn't say, I was like, I'm not going to do a video about this because Trevor Whitman needs to be talking about training. I'm not sure why he's talking about what she's doing inside of her house. You know, I just didn't get that. It was like,
because the McGregor versus Khabib fight's coming up, so a lot of people are wondering, like, is she still hurt from the bus? You know, because that's a big part of the McGregor versus Khabib promo, like that bus attack, and a lot of people are wondering, like, how is Rose? Because that's why a lot of people were mad, because they felt like Rose was so shaken up, and you know, and they felt like she was mentally unstable. So the fact that Conor McGregor might have shook her up, like, they were really mad about that. So that's kind of why people probably asked her coach, like, is Rose okay? Is she still shaking up from the bus incident? So he might have just been answering the question.
But yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I know everybody was, you know, between Rose and KK who were on the bus. I think people were more concerned about them in terms of the bus incident. But, you know, I just don't want it to get too factored into her story too far the wrong way. That's the only thing. Rose Namajunas is still Thug Rose. I don't want anybody to get it twisted, man. Genesis, I see you came back in the building. I heard you too. I was wondering. I was like, what happened to Genesis, man?
Yeah, I'm at work. Coming in and out.
What I'm gonna tell y'all, see, I think people need to I'm gonna tell you something. People think Jessica gonna go in and they think that, you know, Rose is just gonna be easy pickings. I'm finna tell y'all this now. Okay, y'all heard it. Rose gonna go in there and Rose gonna beat the hell out of Jessica. Now I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, Jessica Andrade, she really struggles with technical fighters. Okay. In all of her 6 losses, you know, she lost to somebody they were very technical in one area of MMA. and they were able to get that advantage over Jessica Andrade. Number two, Rose has a style that is tailor made for Jessica because Jessica likes to follow you around the octagon. Like, I don't know who training Jessica. Jessica's sloppy. You know, the thing of it is, Jessica has the great equalizer. Okay, Jessica got power, so that ridiculous amount of power she got, it can balance out a fight because all she got to do is catch you one time and that's it. But see, I'm gonna go back to when she fought Joanna. Jessica was trying to play. She was trying to play machismo. She was trying to be all macho. She was taking them hits. But, Joanna started to wear her down over the course of the fight. And, does Jessica Andrade understand how to check a leg kick? I mean, she don't seem to know how to do that. Like, Jessica has a lot of holes in her game. It's a lot of them. But see, now we got to get into the realm of its levels to this because there are only a few fighters in the strawweight division that can expose Jessica Andrade. The whole roster can't do it. Okay? Joanna was able to do it. And then you had some bantamweights who was able to do it. But Jessica uses her strength, and that's the strength and power is equalizer. Her technique is very sloppy, And Jessica, if she make the mistake, okay, she make a mistake of ducking her head down trying to get in, and not set those inside takedowns up with a jab, Jessica gonna be in a lot of trouble against Rose. Rose is very accurate, and she gonna clip Jessica. Now Rose is not like Joanna. Rose got a hell of a lot more power than Joanna, and I tell you, if Jessica stand there and she stand in front of Rose, Rose gonna get her attention. She gonna feel that power. Okay. Rose is also very slippery. She's a very, very slippery fighter. Rose can invade, and Rose is good at feinting. Man, you feint with Jessica Andrade, she gonna fall for that feint every single time. Jessica will bite on the feint. Jessica can't take a real good jab, and she likes to throw these looping punches. And see where Joanna actually got the advantages. Like Joanna kept sticking a straight jab. Every time Jessica would throw those looping punches, Joanna would hit a jab. She would rotate out. Now, the next thing, Joanna wasn't as good as Rose on the ground. See, Rose is not afraid to go there. Rose will go to the ground, okay? Jessica couldn't get a handhold on Joanna because Joanna is super strong. And see, people, they're underestimating Rose's physical strength. Rose Namajunas is extremely strong for a strawweight. Extremely strong. And Joanna is extremely strong. So you get two strong girls that's got a good stand-up game. Jessica Andrade gonna have some problems with Rose. It's not gonna be easy. If Jessica wins this fight, Jessica is gonna have to catch Rose with that great equalizer, and that's that power. So that's my whole take on it, And I was like, I'm like, let me really film that. So I got up early this morning and I started just going in and studying all the fights that I could of Rose, looking at their tendencies, and then I started studying Jessica, their tendencies. Rose, over the course of 8 fights, Rose has changed substantially in 8 fights. Jessica, in the course of 8 fights, she still do almost the exact same thing. From the first fight that I seen Jessica fight, Jessica don't move her head. And also, too, if Jessica try that rushing in stuff, see, this not Joanna. Rose Namajunas is a threat to submit, okay? You can run in on Rose like that if you want to. Like, she'll put a submission on you very quickly. And Rose Namajunas pulling guard, that's dangerous too. Like, Rose ground game is also underrated. So I kind of had to throw that in there, y'all, because, we're not looking at the same Rose that fought Carolina. And that wasn't even that long ago. We not. This is a completely different fighter. Like, girl, her skills, all the tools are starting to finally come together. They're finally starting to flow together. And Rose, I think Rose is going to beat Jessica Andrade. I just don't think Jessica got the skill. She don't have the accuracy, and she don't have the patience, and she's too sloppy to beat Rose.
And that's what I was saying. Like I say, that Rose is an adaptable creature. She's adapted to a situation. And with Jessica, she's used to muscling and just pushing. And I think Rose, with her reach advantage and a height advantage, she can do like Joanna, use her kicks, keeps her distance. And if like you said, if Jessica runs into her, she can slap him in the armbar or get her a takedown, or even if she gets quick enough to get her back, like she did with Paige Van Zandt, she choke her out like that.
Well, and Rose can throw an armbar on. If you rush into her, Rose can get you into an armbar. That's one of Rose's favorite submissions. Like, that's one of her that's the one that she would do the most. But now, this is a double-edged sword, okay? Because Joanna's like a machine gun. Rose is almost like a sniper. So this could be problematic because Rose, she's going to have to produce the work rate. Because if she try to stand in there with Jessica and just try to, like pot shot and sniper, that's going to be problematic because Jessica will mess around and win rounds because Jessica is going to be more active. Jessica's going to keep coming and coming and coming. So Rose can't stand there and just try to see this. This is not Joanna. Okay. You can stand back and have a chess match with Joanna. You can do that because Joanna will entertain that. Jessica Andrade won't give two fucks. She's going to come in there. She's going to run right at you and she's going to work. She's going to keep throwing punches. When you trying to rest, Andrade is still in your face. When you trying to, get back to the center, Jessica Andrade, I mean, she's there. So Rose is going to have to match the work rate. Or if not, Jessica could actually steal this fight if Rose don't work. So that's what I had to put my 2 cents on that.
Hey, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can we hear Dennis Espinosa's take on as well?
Okay. Dennis Espinosa, guys.
I'll be interested in seeing if the fight happens in the first place. It hasn't been made yet, and I know Jessica's pushing for it. It'll be an interesting fight. Rose has improved tons since her fight with Carolina. Sniper has to shoot from the outside, but Rose has a ground game as well. And the clinch in that, will be real interesting. So basically, it's Rose either sticking and moving, or getting real close and going to the ground. So it'll be interesting. But again, I think if there's a chance of Rose losing, the UFC will protect her. By the way, Pettis, the decision, Benson Henderson at WEC 53, and there was a submission in UFC 164. It wasn't a knockout or a TKO. I believe O'Malley is expected to win by the UFC. I think it's a little bit stiff for test, but I think a lot of these fights tend to be setup fights. And I believe Pettis is sort of the same way. Pettis is a stiff competition for Tony, but to me it's a good workout for Tony.
Okay, that's Dennis Espinosa. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me ask her, and then George, we'll roll it back to you, and then we'll roll it back to XA. Okay, Aquarius. What is your take on Rose versus Jessica? Because look, y'all, we not stupid. We know that's the fight that's gonna be made. Okay, everybody on here probably, I know Full Time was talking about it. Channel MMA. Look, man, we know that this the fight that's gonna get made. What's your take on this fight? And who do you think win? And just kind of tell us why you think they win.
Oh, wow. I think Rose is going to win. I think she's a smarter fighter, more polished. I'm not sure if she's as powerful as Jessica. I haven't seen too many fights with Jessica. But I'm rooting for Thug Rose all the way. She's my favorite. I first saw her fight with Paige Van Zandt, and as soon as the referee said, Thug Rose, I was in love.
God dog. So okay. So you think the Rose is not as powerful as Jessica, but you think she's a much more intelligent fighter then?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would Jessica, in your opinion, what would she have to do in order to get an advantage over Rose?
That's a good question. I don't know. You might have to pass it to someone else.
Okay. We'll pass it over to George Page. Okay, George, what is your take on this fight? Because the fight that we know gonna happen. Okay, we know the fight happening. We know this. Okay, what's your take on the fight, sir?
Well, yeah, like I said before, Jessica's not good at cutting off the octagon. If Rose can sidestep a few times, get a few shots in, pepper good shots, some kicks, and then make the mistake to run in and try to maul her, and she can submit her. And possibly if she can pull off like she did with Joanna, get in a good shot in while she's running in, and maybe get her to hit the floor, then and just did like she did with Joanna, just drop hammers on her, she could have it. Now with Jessica, only way she can beat Rose if she knocks her out. That's truly the truth. I mean, if it goes to a point, we can't always rely on the judges as being fair and biased. There's a good shot they might see if they say, okay, well, if she don't really produce enough in the rounds, to really see that it's going her favor, then the good shot they're going to give it to Rose just because. But I feel like the Rose can probably dominate her if she uses her movement. She has head movement. If she takes and put in better shots, by just like kind of like do like Floyd Mayweather, just outpoint her by using her defense and just put in good shots in. And then if Jessica gets frustrated and she feels like, I'm gonna run in like a bull in a chop, then there's a chance that, like I said again, Rose will put her on bar, or if she get her back, put her in rear naked choke, and that's it.
All right, let me step in real quick, Coach. If Jessica beats Rose, it's gonna be by a body shot. That is Rose's Achilles right there. A body shot will take Rose out. I'm just gonna be honest. I like Rose. I think it's a great fight. And I'm kind of rooting on Rose too, but it's like a body shot can take her out because KK drained all the energy out of Rose with knees to the body. And, Jessica Andrade doesn't have a whole lot of technique. She does come off like a serious brawler. Like, I love to brawler. But the one thing that she does have a lot of technique behind is a body shot. She really does. She does hit the body. She's not always just head hunting. So that's the only thing that I see. That's the only weapon that Jessica has that can really test Rose and push her to the limit. And it may not be a knockout. It may just be her draining all of the energy out of Rose by clocking her in the body.
I think you're absolutely right there. I mean, as the body goes, so than the head. But yeah, that's a very good point. People want to make fun of Rose. She may be a little bit fragile mentally, but once she gets in the ring, she's able to throw the switch.
Kill switch.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, okay, XA, aka Tyron. Man.
Hey, Coach, I have a question to ask you. Has Rose ever fought in Brazil?
I have no idea, man. I gotta look that up.
Because the thing is, though, is fighting in Brazil, if that fight does get taken in Brazil, I think that might get to Rose's head because in Brazil, you're going to have the fans going to be screaming at you and they're going to be throwing stuff at Rose Nunes because we all know how Brazil, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. I think that might play a little factor into the fight, though.
There's not a Brazil pay-per-view coming up for the rest of this year. So it's likely to be either in Vegas or Toronto if it happens this year.
Yeah, but I don't think she hasn't fought in Brazil. I think she's only an American fighter.
I think the Brazilians
and the only fight that's coming in Brazil is the São Paulo fight. That's on
that's a fight night.
That's fight night.
And also, I don't think they would give Jessica Andrade a fight in Brazil, and she's not the champion. Like, make Rose the champion, go to fight in enemy territory. I don't think that would happen either. But maybe if Andrade won the rematch or something.
Yeah. If anything, if they probably put it on 230 or with and also or 232 with Cyborg and Nunes.
Well, right now on UFC.com, it says Rose Nunes is fighting at UFC 230, but it says against Joanna, so there's got to be some sort of typo.
Man,
Joanna.
Wait, it says that?
No.
Yeah, if you
Hell no.
No, we don't want pop.
No, man.
That's a typo. I think they're trying to break a fight right now. Yeah. They might be trying to break that fight.
Nah, I'm gonna flood the UFC mailman. I'm gonna be on the phone with them every day of the week, man. I'm calling them every day of the week, y'all. No, man. No. Guys, come on. There's got to be a typo. Bojangles cannot be getting a third title shot. Hell no.
I just put the link in the chat. Oh, it didn't let me because I'm not in. But yeah, if you go to Rose's profile on UFC, it'll say she's fighting Joanna at UFC 230.
Man, no. Jessica don't get that fight, man. Nah.
It hasn't been officially announced anywhere, but that's just on UFC.com.
Oh, God, dog.
If anything, she should be fighting someone like either Felice or maybe Tatiana or Nina Ansaroff. Instead of fighting, Rose for a third fight, which would be no good if she lose 3 in a row. She'd be like with her and Valentina when she beat her in Muay Thai.
She might as well go up to fight Valentina. UFC's not gonna let her fight Rose again for at least another couple of years. Now, unless she really like beats the crap out of people in spectacular fashion.
That'd be the same thing.
Man, Joanna has no problems right now. She has zero problems. Everybody's talking about Joanna. She doesn't have to worry about. I don't think the Rose fight. It shouldn't even be on her radar at all. Everybody's calling her out. She can either fight. She can fight Tatiana. She can fight. Who is this girl? She can fight Valentina, and then she already beat the contender right now. She just beat the highlight reel knockout Jessica Andrade. She already beat her. So to be honest, I just did a video about that. I think Joanna had the best week ever during this UFC 228. She came out smelling like roses. Really did. Fighting Rose Namajunas, fighting for the strawweight title, it should be the last thing on her radar. It really should be.
Yeah, she not. Look, man, I'm telling them, they give her that title shot. I promise you, somebody gonna be talking to me. Okay, I don't care what I got to do. I will find somebody at the UFC. They will be talking to me, and I'm gonna be right. I bet you I'll find them. I bet I'll find them.
You fly out to Vegas, kick a door in, and say, "Hey, where's dinner?" That's some bald-headed bitch. What's a bitch ass?
No, I ain't got to do all that. I will find somebody who will talk to me. I promise you that, okay? Trust me. I've talked to somebody before in the UFC about something that they kept trying to ignore me on, and I got me a UFC official on the phone, and they answered my question like I asked them to. They kept trying to put me off and kept trying to tell me that they couldn't answer the question. I said, nah, bro, you gonna answer this question. I said, matter of fact, you answer this question now. And, after a little bit of convincing, they answered the question. I will find somebody in that company who will answer and explain this. It's time to get this thing cracking. Y'all hear me? What the heck is this? Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is, folks. Okay, so let's roll it back around because I kind of want to ask about this particular fight. And we'll start it back out. Who hadn't had a chance to answer? Okay, all right, we'll start it back out with you full time. All right, I don't know full time if you keep up with Bellator. Okay, I don't know.
Yep.
Okay, man. Look, man. We got the battle of the dudes that can't make weight and need to stop fighting. That's Wanderlei Silva versus Quentin Jackson, man. I need your thoughts on that fight, man. God, dog.
That's going to be a great night of fights. Now, my thoughts on that fight is really, it's one of the fights that Bellator just uses really for their name value to bring attention to the fight card. Because also on that, they're going to be kicking off their welterweight Grand Prix that night. They're going to have they're having a welterweight tournament. And so the first matchup is going to be on that night. And also, if I'm not mistaken, that might be the same night as Gegard Mousasi versus Rory McDonald, which is a champion versus champion fight. So now that fight, yeah, they're both older. Now, I will say this about Rampage. He's been looking a lot better lately. For last year, before last year, he was putting on some weight, talking about his thyroid issue. And he was looking like he was real unhappy and depressed, but he got a new deal. And since then, he's been buying his manager cars. He's looking good, back in shape. And so with that being said, he seems to be in a good place. But, yeah, both of these dudes are two of the veterans of the sport. These guys have already fought 3 times. When Vanderlei won the first 2, Rampage won the last one. And so if Rampage wins, we might see it the 5th fight. Who knows? But, yeah, it's going to be a fun fight. I mean, Rampage is looking good. He was one of the guys that really drew me to the sport back in the Anderson Silva Rampage days. He was one of my favorite fighters. So, yeah, it's not going to be against a wrestler, which he doesn't like to go against, guys that are just going to hold him down and try and win with wrestling. So we could potentially see a knockout in that fight. There's definitely some heat there. They don't like each other. There's some history. So I'm in. I'm going to be watching that card, not just for that fight, but for the other fights as well.
That referee goes way back to Pride, before the UFC brought that out. Mm-hmm. That was years ago. That was like almost, I would say, about 15, maybe 20 years ago. And Rampage, I said one thing I tripped me at the time when him and Sugar Shot Evans were doing tough, and Rashad called him all day sucker, and Rampage said, all day sucker, and she said, yeah, all day sucker. So they say, well, why don't you look at me then? And Rampage is a fool. The only thing I didn't like when he did play BA in in the 18 movie, that was not his role. That should have went to somebody else. You know, he was trying to get into acting because I think he felt like his MMA career wasn't going well, but that didn't work out for him. But they could have found him some better roles or something like that because I think he is almost 50, and it's pushing it. Like him, guys like Frank Mir and Randley and Mikhail Krukov and a lot of these guys. I know you want to keep fighting, but it's time to go ahead and find something else. Be a trainer, be a manager, be an announcer, something.
Okay. All right. My girl, MMA with Jay. Okay. MMA with Jay. All right. I actually want to get your thoughts. I want to get your thoughts on wait a minute. So this damn microphone. I'm sick of this thing. Hello? Hello?
Hello? I hear you.
Hey, I want to get your thoughts on OSP. And he gonna be fighting Reyes. Who you think win that fight, and how they gonna win it?
OSP. I've been sleeping on OSP fight after fight after fight after fight. I've been sleeping on the guy, but he really has had strung together some really impressive wins. I believe every time he gets a win, it's either a KO or some submission. His last fight was a straight armbar submission by Tyson Pedro over Tyson Pedro. Tyson Pedro was one of the big prospects. He really was one of the big prospects. And, I thought he looked good. I thought he had great striking. He just doesn't have a ground game at all. But I got to go with OSP on that one. But I have to be honest, I'm not that familiar with Dominic Reyes. But OSP really doesn't lose to, he really only loses to like guys that are at the top of the heap. He's become that type of guy. He's just I believe he's kind of like, I think he's got like 9 fight of the night bonuses or something like that. Or he's got 9 post-fight bonuses or something like that. He's always in good fights. They're never wars. He's never in a war. He's always in something clean, some sort of clean finish. Now, he might go out there and get finished himself, but usually it's him. He's knocking you out, head kick knockout, dropping you with overhand right, freaking straight arm bar. And then he pulled off all of those Von Flue chokes. I can't keep sleeping on him. At some point, you just got to give it to him. I can't keep sleeping on him. I'm going to go ahead and go with OSP on this fight.
I don't know. I'm gonna probably have to go with. I'm gonna have to go with Reyes because OSP been submitted and knocked the hell out and beaten. It's almost like now this stage, man. It just seemed like this dude he's just a walking ass whooping. And I think this boy Reyes, got some power, man. And I think Reyes for the upset for me. Reyes for the upset. Wait a minute, Brian J. There's another new channel. You gotta give me your email and then it'll save it. So just put your email out in the stream. I don't think you're worried about anybody trolling you because last time I checked you was trolling Megan. So
Coach, I'm actually looking at the odds. OSP is the underdog, so Reyes is a favorite, about 2-1.
He's always the underdog though.
Yeah, no, OSP, he's really well-rounded. I mean, he's shown he can submit, he can knock out, he can win the decision. He's got great wrestling. He's very well-rounded, but he has been submitted and knocked out. And when he fought the best of the best in John Jones, he didn't look amazing. So, I mean, OSP is one of those guys. He's like a light heavyweight journeyman. I don't know if he'll get to the title, but I think this is a fight where Dominic Reyes could come out and let everybody really know who he is because he's very dangerous, and he's one of the top prospects in the light heavyweight division as far as he's got some very dangerous striking. I mean, he could very well win a decision here. He's got good cardio, wrestling, defense. I think Dominic Reyes could come out here and make a statement and really with this win over OSP. But yeah, I would give the edge to Reyes as well.
Wow. So full time, you try to be really nice about it full time, and I don't even know why you being so nice. Like it's almost like you called him a walking just disaster, man.
Who, OSP? I mean, no,
yeah,
I like OSP. I think he's actually good. He got that win over Tyson Pedro. I actually picked him to win that fight. I don't think he's done. I don't think he can be a champion, but he can compete with any, like the top 10. I think he's a guy that's good from the top 5 to the top 10 range, but I don't think he's one of the top 5 guys. Like, so I don't think he's just, like too old. He's not like one of those guys that's like 40 years old or nothing. And he's still dangerous standing up. I mean, if he connects, he can knock you out. He's got a really good Von Flue choke that he does. He's got on a couple people. So he's got some submissions. So he's a good test for anybody. Like, if you beat OSP, you might be ready for the top 5. And if you can't, you got to try again another day.
Sound like you're picking on him.
Yeah, but let's just talk about the people that he lost to, though. It really is the top of the heap. I know he's got losses, but it's gonna be really tough for me to. It's gonna be tough for me to agree with. I mean, if Dominic Reyes goes in there, and I do think he could possibly win a decision, because sometimes OSP just either he's on or he's off. If he's off, it's going to be low output. It's going to be this sort of droopy, draggy kind of performance. But when he's on, he is on. And that John Jones loss, I don't really know if that's a big time loss. John Jones looked the worst that he ever looked in any fight against OSP. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure if that's a big time, thing. It's like, okay, you lost to John Jones, but you made it all the way to a decision and you didn't even get beat up for real. So he could take that as a little the people's win right there, So it's just something about OSP.
This is a very close fight, actually. I mean, OSP does have a lot more experience as well. He's got 34 pro fights, and Dominic Reyes is only at 9. So he's got a lot more experience, and he is well-rounded. So I'm not counting OSP all the way out. I might give the edge to Reyes, but it's almost 50-50 for me.
You know what I'll say? If Reyes pulls this one out, it's like you got to watch him. You got to look out for him, because this is a good win over like an OSP. If he beats him, it'd be a good win.
Wow.
OSP has the skills and the abilities. The other variable is temperament. I think that's what's kept him out of the top 5. You can have all the skills in the world, be athletic, have good cardio and all that, but if you're lacking that temperament to get the top 5, temperament like Cyborg and Valentina, you're just not going to break it.
Okay. Well, that's what's up. I mean, man, everybody got them, man. I mean, okay, so y'all ain't counting OSP. I don't know. I think OSP might get knocked out in this one. But if I'm wrong, I hope Full Time will troll me at least for a day. At least just give it to me for a day, Full Time, so I can find the error of my ways.
That's that for Andrade versus Rose.
I think OSP has a shot. I mean, he's great on the ground. He's great at submissions, but Reyes, it's just OSP's been around for a while, and he seems to be on that journeyman status. So, but I think Reyes could win. I'm not counting out OSP. I'm not saying it's going to be a wipeout, but I think Reyes, I think he probably has a better skill set.
Man, Brian MMA Brian J. Brian Jensen. Damn, Brian Jensen is here. God dog. Last time I talked to Brian Jensen, I thought the comment section almost ran him out of the stream. I'm glad Brian Jensen, man, it's one of my favorite guys right here, Brian Jensen. Either you're going to love him or you'll hate him for 5 minutes, but then you'll love him again because, I mean, you can't not.
We talked on last week. I think we talked Friday night about the whole debacle of Nico, deliberately messing up her weight cut to pull out the fight against Valentina. We talked about that. There was really nothing to argue about. We were just shitting on Nico for 3 hours. 3 hours. That's basically it.
Yeah,
and it was great being on that channel because I've never talked to Roger Allen. I mean, I wasn't talking to him in person, but it was great to talk to him one-on-one and to get his perspective, to get his side of the story. And it was so great to learn so much about what goes on behind the scenes that we don't even know about. The shit that he was talking about, I was like, wow. Like there are just things that you don't know about. And, I had no idea that, that there were like 2 or 3 women that they tried to get to see if they could be a backup in case Nico pulls out of the fight. But, I understood where Roger Allen was coming from. But the question I was trying to ask him was like, if the UFC had actually made that more clear like they did with Usman, like from the beginning, I think back in July, they just told Usman, you're going to be a backup in case Darren Till doesn't make weight or doesn't make it. You're going to be the backup. I felt they could have done that with Caitlin Currig or a couple women at 125. Like, hey, you two are going to be the backup, and just in case Nico pulls out or something. So,
Man.
But it's that's up to the fighter to want to do it. I don't think Caitlin Kerr really wanted to fight Valentina. If she really wanted to get that work, she would have been on weight and on time.
Amen.
But Joanna wants to fight Valentina, so that's the fight to make for UFC 230. And I hope it happens in Madison Square Garden. Oh, I would love to see that fight.
What a new movement now, duck the fade. That's just what's going on, duck the fade,
Yeah.
Them guys can't stand when I say it, duck the fade.
And it's sad that, you can understand you are a champion. You're going to have a target on your back. Everybody wants a piece of it. And for anything, don't be talking about, well, she's a better fighter than me, yada, yada, yada. That's already telling that you already don't have confidence in your skill.
She said that she has more experience. That was the excuse she was making. Like, I don't have as much experience to fight Valentina. And it's like, well, damn, where's your confidence? And also, she tried to say after on Instagram saying that Valentina, she said she trained for me 3 times. Well, first of all, that means she's obsessed with me. I'm like, you're the champion. She's supposed to be obsessed with you. Like, she's supposed to be thinking about you every single day so she could take your belt. That's what great fighters do. They're constantly focusing and thinking about their opponent. So, like, honestly, like, Nico does not have a champion's mentality, and she's just not. I don't see her in title contention for a very long time.
I think she can end up someplace. It might set up with a fight with her and Priscilla Cachiera. I think Priscilla might want to get back into it because it's been a while.
I think Nico's going to fight Sajara Eubanks because that's the fight she wants. She's been dying to fight Sajara. That's all who she talks about. Every time she's interviewed saying, I wanted to fight Sajara, but I'm stuck fighting Valentina. That she says in every interview. So I guess Dana White's sitting here like, well, Sajara has an open schedule and Nico isn't going to the hospital anymore. I can guarantee you that. There's not going to be any more hospital visits. There's not going to be any more treatment. There's not going to be any more excuses. She's not going to pull out of that fight. They can make that fight for New Year's Eve.
It's something that they could do. They can do it. I tell you what, though, and I we'll leave it at this because we probably spent all week talking about Nico and how she does. I mean, everybody know now. The hashtag Duck the Fade movement is gone. We got that kicked off to the right momentum, man. But it's a fight that's off the radar that I actually wanted to start in with some of the ladies. I wanted to start off with Aquarius, and I know she know who these two fighters are. I wanted to ask you, what do you think about Sarah Morris versus Bernardo? Talita Bernardo? That's the short replacement that they got to fight Marion Renaud. You remember Tanya Evinger got hurt. Jermaine Durandame was supposed to fight Marion Renaud, and Jermaine pulled out of the fight, and so they got Talita Bernardo.
That's a BJJ specialist, right?
Yeah. Her and Sarah Morris, they got to fight, and I think that's going to be
entertaining.
But what are your thoughts? Like, what do you think about that particular matchup? And maybe give us a mini breakdown to the best of your ability.
When's that fight happening?
This fight finna happen in 2 weeks? It's happening. This fight happening.
I don't know.
No, it ain't. Oh, okay. It's happening towards, I think, October, like the middle of October. Yeah, but
I don't know who Sarah Morris is.
Sarah
I saw the fight with
we ain't going there.
Miriam Renaud, but I haven't seen Morris.
Sarah Morris, she the one that made the GoFundMe because she was the one talking about like her pay not enough to pay for training camp.
Yeah, she did the GoFundMe to pay for her camp. I remember that. That was last year.
That was when she beat Ashley Evans Smith.
Yeah, that made me so happy. I was so happy for Sarah Morris. Oh god,
she deserved that win.
Yeah. And she was on the Ultimate Fighter. God, like Sarah, Sarah from Canada. She's a Canadian-born girl, but she lives here in the States now.
Wait, she was on Tough 18 with Roxanne Modafferi back in 2013.
Yeah.
Oh, that was her. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so I really do know her.
Yeah. So she's been, she's been around for a long time, and she's been in the UFC for quite some time. She took a hiatus for a while. But you got two people good on the ground that they're gonna be facing each other. Now, both of these two, they're not great stand-up specialists. But so you don't know so you don't know Sarah Morris.
Sarah Morris has the nickname Chunky, right? I'm sorry.
No, Cheesecake.
Cheesecake, yeah, that's the nickname.
Yeah,
cheesecake. Yes.
And she actually do like cheesecake. Like that's a true thing. Like she likes. Like I'm like, damn.
Coach, let me see why I usually like to call her.
Huh?
You don't want me to say what I usually like to call her.
Oh, we're not gonna go there. Okay, so let's keep.
I thought this was.
Yeah,
George Page, you always start that bullshit.
Here we go with George. Here we go with George.
We're gonna be a cut, but we're gonna keep the stream out of the gutter though. That's
it's already there, Coach. George is gonna take it there. Just give him another 20 minutes.
Nope, absolutely not. We're not going there.
Y'all some sad people for real.
Don't forget, George. These are not just women. These are fighters. These are athletes. So let's just.
Yes, I know. But that's that's the nickname somebody gave her.
But we're not going to go there. We're not going there. We're not going to go there. Okay, so let's just talk about the fight. Okay, so can anybody break the fight down? I mean, probably think like who could probably win this particular fight. Who's at a disadvantage.
I think Bernardo is going to win on her back. I mean, she is a BJJ black belt, but she's not like her BJJ and MMA isn't all that great. Like BJJ as jiu-jitsu is a little different from how you do it in the cage. At least according to Roxanne Modafferi, who kind of explained that when she was on The Ultimate Fighter last year. But I think Mara, she's a good wrestler, but I feel like she doesn't have. She's very one-dimensional. Like she doesn't have different ways of submitting you. So I think Bernardo could win the fight. I think she's going to win on her back.
God, dog, Brian, that's a real strong prediction, man. That's strong.
But I like Morris. I really do. I have nothing against her. I've always liked her.
I think if Sarah keeps it standing, because she didn't do, like Bernardo didn't do as good as Marion, and Marion is a BJJ black belt. But if Sarah keeps it standing and just gets some good shots in, and maybe if she can get in a submission, she can probably pull this fight off.
Yeah, because Sarah Morris as a wrestler isn't as great as Kat Zingano. Like Kat Zingano, I said this to her on Twitter. I'm like, you need to stay more active because the way you looked at Marion Renault, that's how you used to look. That's how you used to do things. And she's always been such a great wrestler, but I don't think Sarah Morris is really on that level to really defend against all of Bernardo's submission attempts because Marion Renault was trying to submit Kat on her back so many times, but Kat Zingano was able to defend it. I don't think Sarah Morris is on that level. So you're right. I think if Sarah Morris keeps it standing, she has a better chance than on the ground.
Okay. Well, that's the breakdown. And I know that's kind of the fight that's under the radar, full-time Jay, you guys want to, put y'all expert comments into that fight or, you guys like, nah.
I'm surprised I know so much about this fight. I didn't even know it was happening. Like, this is my first time hearing about it.
It's actually my first time hearing about it too. This is an under the radar fight. It's just it's an under the radar division. So I think Toledo Bernardo is going to win it. Sarah Morris, she just hasn't developed as a fighter. She just, it's just the same. It's the same game with her. I really can't see her having, and both of the fighters actually are they're still in a space that they need to kind of get out of, like a weird headspace that like the fight IQ isn't there, the development isn't there. But I just think that Toledo Bernardo has more upside. She has more aggression. She has more. She will attempt striking with you. She'll attempt it. But I can't even actually see a fight where either of them won in my head. Like it's one of those weird fights where I don't know. This might be actually before they get cut. Might be that fight. Whoever loses gets cut. Might be that type of fight. So I guess I just kind of want Toledo Bernardo to win. I thought that she would look better in the UFC. I actually did. I thought she would look a lot better, but it's young records. Both of them are 5-3. So it is a big time under the radar fight.
Oh, the bantamweight division needs to keep progressing. That's the thing. It just needs to improve.
Yeah, it's like it is a make or break fight because, like I said, if either one of them lose, they're on the chopping block. I mean, Sarah, she beat Ashley the first year, and then she loses a fight the middle of this year, I think. And then Toledo, she lost to Marion way back, but she hadn't been fighting since that. After that fight, I don't remember her hearing. And this is a make or break fight because if one loses, the other one's going to be. She's either going to be completely cut out and dropped. They might drop. I think Sarah was fighting Invicta back in the day, but she might go back to Invicta. Toledo, I don't know. I don't know what she's going to do. They might send her to Invicta too, or she might just go to Bellator or maybe LFA.
Just from looking what I've been looking at, I think Sarah Moras can probably pull out the W here. I feel like she's even before the UFC maybe fought some tougher competition. Toledo Bernardo, she lost to Marion Renault and Irene Aldana, who are both good fighters, but I just don't think she's as experienced as Sarah Moras. Sarah Moras had more amateur fights, also her tough fights. And yeah, so they both have the same record. I mean, I might give the edge to Sarah Moras, but yeah, under the radar for sure.
You think this is a fight, though, that they would probably, want to talk about just a little bit. I know they're not like the money makers, and they'll probably be on the early past prelims, but, it's a pretty intriguing fight. Sarah Moore's got, she got a history, man. She got a history. And, she's a very interesting character, man. Real interesting. She says a lot of weird shit. And I keep thinking to myself,
she is a weird fighter, yes, or like a weird girl, yeah.
I think she has enough likable personality to stay around even if she loses. Like if she loses, like Dana White might give her one more fight, and if she loses again, then she's gone. I mean, Dana White does give you a lot of chances if he likes you. Like look at Kat Zingano. She was on a 3-fight losing streak, hadn't won a fight, in 4 years, and he gave her a chance against Marion Renault, and she finally stepped up.
Yeah, but Kat Zingano she was one of the stars, man. She was one of the finishers. Think about Jessica Ai. Jessica Ai knows somebody.
Yeah, I know. That's the other one. That's even more of an anomaly.
No.
Jessica Ai is even more of an anomaly. Like you're right, because Kat Zingano was.
No, Jessica Ai had like 5 losses in a row.
That's the crazy.
Yeah, how the hell is she still there?
Like, how is she still there? Because it's like that's even more of an anomaly. Because Kat Zingano, like, at least she fought for a world title. At least she destroyed Amanda Nunes, and she was one of the pioneers for women's MMA. I mean, Jessica Ai. You can argue that Jessica Ai is a pioneer, but she's on a 5-fight. She was on a 5-fight losing streak at bantamweight. And Dana White never cut her. She went a whole year without a fight, and now she's on a winning streak at 125, which is not going to last long. But
she probably know where Dana White buried them damn dead bodies at. I'm telling you, man, these people that he's keeping around, they got something on him. I'm telling y'all, I will not be shocked if they got some stuff on him. Or so, guys, I'm telling y'all, I've been saying this for a minute with these fighters with these damn losing records that they get to hang around. Like, you got the Paige Van Cants. I mean, you got, Jessica, with Jessica starting to win now, so he can probably justify and say, oh, well, hell, yeah, she's winning at the flyweight division. I mean, because, she was never a bantamweight in the first place.
Well, Paige Van Zandt, you could understand why he would keep Paige Van Zandt, because she's a beautiful woman and she's marketable. Jessica Ai, this is an anomaly. I mean...
Jessica got a mouthpiece. Jessica got a mouthpiece, man. Like, she got a real big mouthpiece. Like, Jessica can talk a gang of stuff. And so, like when she was fighting Miesha Tate, Jessica would talk mad.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that fight had a little bit.
Jessica was selling that fight. So I see why on a monetary value they want to keep, because she can sell a fight. But, gosh, man. God, that girl was losing left and right, man.
I'm more interested in
she lost to Betchko.
Yeah, and she's barely winning. Like, honestly, her decisions at flyweight, they're like split decisions, man. And
I thought her first fight at flyweight, that was a close fight, but she had more takedowns. Jessica Rose Clark was close, but
it was a close fight.
I think Jessica Ai did better against Rose Clark than in her previous fight.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go for that, but it was still a close fight, man. She's had a lot of close fights, man. It ain't like she pulling away from somebody, like, taking somebody and just whooping their ass all. She ain't doing that, in
the last 2 fights they got dropped because she supposed to fight one opponent, and right just before the fight, she was out because of some injury or something like that, and then she's supposed to fight Paige Van Zandt, and she decided she want to fight her because for some other reason. And I know she was on Twitter, something like she was ranting about it.
Paige Van Zandt pulled out of the fight in October against Jessica Ai because they were supposed to fight on the undercard of Tony Ferguson Kevin Lee fight, but Paige Van Zandt said that she got sick or whatever, and she had some sort of injury that she had to deal with, and then she officially pulled out of the fight, and that's when Jessica Ai made this whole 10-minute rant on Instagram that the coach made a video about, which was fucking hilarious. Like, the funniest part of that video was when she kept constantly turning around looking at the door, And coach is like, "Who's back there? What's happening in this video?" Like, it was the funniest thing. It was
like some out of
but then Jessica got back on track. But that was a funny video. I remember that.
Some out of that movie with the ghost or pit guy.
Yeah, I know. I thought someone was gonna kill her. I was like, "Who's she looking at? Like, what's happening?"
Like I said,
she was just looking at her dog.
But then now, like I said, if Jessica can, like they said, Jessica's calling out Sarge.
Yeah, they were having a Twitter issue. They were having a Twitter beef. I think that's a more interesting fight than Nico fighting Sajara Eubanks. I think.
Well, that fight made.
It's being made.
Yeah,
it's already made. Yeah,
oh, it's already made. Okay, let me look that up.
Sarge is gonna beat that ass. I talked to Sarge personally. I talk to her personally, and every day I talk to her, I tell her, "You better beat that bitch motherfucking ass.
You better make weight. You better make weight because you know how it is. You know she don't make that weight.
Well, she's not the only one.
You're right. It's being added to. It's being added to UFC 232 in December. So I look forward to that.
Okay. Jessica talked her way into a fight because Sarge never should have been in this fight with a Jessica I. Sarge was already on the come up in the division. Jessica I is nothing on your resume.
Yeah. If Jessica I beats Sajara Eubanks, it makes Sajara Eubanks look bad. You know, it makes her look bad. I mean, I think Sajara has better stand up, but that's not an accomplishment when we're talking about Jessica I. That's not an accomplishment.
I don't know. I think Jessica stand up a little better, man. I think Sarge better.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Sarge might be better on the ground, but man, cause Jessica know how to box. She got some hands, you know.
Look what happened to Leslie Smith's ear. You ask her that. And then you think about it, if Sajara beats her, people say, "Oh, you just beat a jabroni."
Yeah, and Jessica I is really strong because she's been dealing with big bantamweights, so she probably has a lot more strength than a lot of the women that fight at flyweight, like Valentina. I think Valentina would destroy Jessica I, but the reason why Valentina is so strong at flyweight is because she's been dealing with naturally bigger women throughout the majority of her UFC career until this year. So, and Sajara is very big and strong too. So that could really counter out a lot of Jessica's strength. But I think Sajara is a BJJ black belt. She was trained by Lloyd Irving and she's great on the ground. But Jessica I, if she could defend against Sajara's submissions on the ground and keeps top position, it could be a closer fight than what people think.
What about if it's just a fight between Bob Hunchak and Roxanne Manaferi? Because we talked about that.
I predicted that Roxanne was going to beat her anyway. I knew that Roxanne was going to win not because Barb is past her prime, but you know Barb's ground game. I felt that Roxanne made more improvements with her stand up and her ground game than what Barb has made in the last few years. So I figured, Barb. This isn't. I never felt that it was a fight for Barb to lose. I felt that Roxanne was just the better fighter.
Barb had like a 3-year layoff, and then like this another one, man. Barb, they farting cobwebs. They need to go on and get out the game. They need to get out the game, man. Like it's done past Barb by.
Comments about old people.
Huh?
Talk about old people.
Comments about old people.
She been gone so long, though, man. It's just time for. But it's Barb need to go. Okay, Barb need to go.
She did good on Tough for a while, but I mean, I know that on Tough she was taking on limited opposition until she lost to Nico, but she dominated Jillian Robertson.
Yeah. So is Barb Rampage and Silva allowed to bring canes or their walkers in the cage?
Oh god.
Oh, Dennis Espinoza, the man, the myth.
Oh, shade, Dennis, shade.
Yeah. All right. Hey, full time, man. I want to ask you a question about this fight that's happening next weekend, man. And you got to give us your breakdown, man, if you can do it. Neil Magny versus Alex Oliveira, man. That's a fight I'm actually looking forward to, man.
That's happening in the UFC Moscow?
Nah, man, it's happening in Sao Paulo, Brazil, baby.
Okay. Neil Magny
that's next Saturday, right?
Oliveira.
Yeah, man. Neil Magny, Alex Oliveira.
That's next Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. For some reason, I thought Neil Magny was fighting Santiago Ponzinibbio in Chile. But, Cowboy Oliveira he's a tough fighter. I'm going to pull up his record because I can't remember who he fought most recently. It wasn't Cowboy Cerrone. Neil Magny's coming off of a 2-fight. Oh, yeah, no, Neil Magny's fighting Santiago Ponzinibbio in Chile. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So if they're going to Brazil, I'm not sure who Cowboy will be fighting. Let me pull that up on UFC.com. Yeah, because Neil Magny, he's in the headliner of UFC Argentina against like Neil Magny versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. So I'll pull up the UFC's upcoming events and see who Cowboy Oliveira is fighting at Brazil, Sao Paulo. Cowboy Oliveira is fighting Carlo Pedersoli in the co-main event.
I think he was supposed to be fighting Neil Magny, and then they pulled Neil Magny so that he could be in.
Okay,
fight
that sounds right. Okay, well, do you want to hear Neil Magny versus Santiago or Cowboy Oliveira versus Carlo Pedersoli?
Nah, let's hear that Magny versus Ponzinibbio.
Man, that's a good fight. Neil Magny, I think he's a little underrated, honestly, but Santiago Ponzinibbio, he's very dangerous. I mean, he's coming off of, he hasn't fought in a while, actually, Santiago Ponzinibbio. He's coming off of a knockout win over Mike Perry, or was that a decision? I know he knocked out Gunnar Nelson, and there was a little eye poke controversy, and then he fought Mike Perry. He might have beat Mike Perry by decision, but either way, he's coming off that win over Mike Perry. Neil Magny's definitely a step up from Mike Perry, so the level of difficulty will be higher, but I feel like as the UFC's debut in Argentina, it'd be hard to count Santiago Ponzinibbio out of that fight. He's well-rounded. He's dangerous, a legit top 10 welterweight contender. Yeah, man, that's a great fight. That's a pretty even fight, but I might give the edge to Santiago in Argentina right now. But yeah, I'd have to think about that fight a little more. That's crazy. Watch some more of their most recent fights because Neil Magny's definitely a step up from who he most recently fought, but I mean, he beat Gunnar Nelson, so Santiago Ponzinibbio is dangerous. That's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, he's real dangerous, and I feel like Neil Magny, he hasn't been able to have like a regular fight in a while. Like this fight was short notice, and then that last fight, he fought on the Liverpool card. I believe he fought on that Liverpool card, and he was supposed to fight somebody. I cannot remember. He was
supposed to fight Gunnar Nelson.
Gunnar, okay, and Gunnar had to pull out. He ended up having to fight the new guy, the debut guy, Craig White. And you know, it was a beautiful finish, but it's like, okay, you just beat a guy who was debuting in the UFC. You know, so it's been a while since he had a regular fight. I just feel like I'm not sure if that making him a better fighter or just if it might be just like almost like the UFC is just letting the guy circle the drain a little bit.
Yeah, because before that, he fought Carlos Condit. And Carlos Condit's definitely a good fighter. He fought him back on the same card as Cyborg versus Holm. But, I mean, it's hard to gauge where Carlos Condit is. He was coming back off of a retirement at that point. He was a little bit of a break. So it's really – and then before that, he lost to RDA. So it's hard to tell where Neil Magny is. And we know Santiago's dangerous. So I'd have to give him the edge. But it's really close.
Before that, it was Johnny Hendricks. He's fighting all these strange little fights, these really, really strange fights. So I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of want to root for Neil Magny, but you know, Ponzinibbio's on the come up right now. It's like the top of the division. The welterweight division. I want to see the killers up there. I really do. I want to see the guys who are, you know, aggressive and coming up. Neil Magny just seems like he might be that. I don't know, like I guess the journeyman, like you guys were talking about, he just might be one of those journeymen.
Plus, Santiago's on a 6-fight winning streak. Go ahead.
And welterweight is a very packed division. That's also the problem for Neil Magny. I just feel like he's a good fighter. I just feel his skill set is very limited in comparison to like the majority of the top 10 like welterweights, and he doesn't have great takedown defense. He has better takedown defense than Carlos Condit, whose takedown defense is like at 40-something%. I mean, he gets taken down very easily. But yeah, Neil Magny, I just don't see him really beating anybody in the top 5 at welterweight.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to roll it back around to Aquarius.
Oh, and I want to shout out to Antonina Shevchenko. She's going to beat Ashley Evans-Smith.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad somebody said that because we got to stop the Antonina hate. TC Johnson is you. Okay. Let me ask you this, Aquarius. Okay, Tanya Ehringer versus Aspen Ladd, UFC 229. Who you got?
I got Tanya Ehringer.
No, I said Aquarius.
Okay.
I know. I'm rooting for Tanya Ehringer too. Is she 100% healthy, Coach?
You know what? I think she may be about 90% because, you know, she's been injured a lot. And I'm going to tell you, since that Cyborg fight, she been getting injured, you know, and she been having to pull out of fights, you know. So she might be healthy, you know. I don't know because, see, she was injured, 5 months ago when she had to pull out of her last fight. So it's like, oh, okay, well, See, I don't know. I don't think she's 100%, but no fighter is completely 100%. Tanya Evinger might be about 90%, so that might be enough to where she can get in there and really start doing what she got to do, And Genesis no Tanya, and Genesis, I mean, maybe has she been, how's she been feeling at the gym?
She's doing amazing, and she's gonna go out there and be amazing.
But do she have any, but do she have any injuries though? That
she good.
Okay, because I mean, she been getting that injury bug. I mean, it's been coming to her.
I mean, yeah, well, she hurt her leg while she was training. I mean, a lot of people don't know, and everybody, like to make all kind of assumptions and say stuff when they really don't know how the hell she got injured. I ain't talking about you. I'm just saying other people. But yeah, she's good, and she's gonna be able to perform at her best.
And, and I predicted that it was gonna be Aspen Ladd or Jermaine Durante. And so, you remember that Aspen would have fought Leslie Smith, but because she had issues with her period and she was overweight, and Leslie didn't want to fight her overweight.
What?
And that was the last fight for her, because that was that contract fight for her. They gave her her show pay and the cut from her of not making weight. But I predicted it was going to give it to Aspen Ladd, because the fact was that she's a up and comer and they want to see her. That pushes her.
But let me finish the questions to you, Aquarius. Let me let her get in. Okay, so why do you believe in your mind that Tanya Evinger will be the one to defeat Aspen Ladd?
I think if she can get her on the ground, she's a good wrestler. She should be able to make it happen. And I don't know how old they are. Is Tanya older than Aspen?
Yeah, Tanya like 37 now.
Aspen's pretty young.
How old is Aspen?
I think she might be 20.
24, 25. If maybe even younger, man. She's pretty young. I'll pull it up though.
She was in Invicta. She was 18 years old, I think. 18.
She's 23.
Okay.
Oh, she's 23.
Well, Tanya has more experience, so that should help her out.
Guys, I don't know. I would love to say Tanya. I want to say Tanya win this fight convincingly, but man, Aspen Ladd got some skills. Like she got some skills.
Isn't Aspen Ladd? Didn't she fight, or am I thinking of somebody else? Did she fight Chris Cyborg 2 years ago?
Oh hell no, she ain't fight no Cyborg.
No.
I must be thinking of somebody else.
Fight no Cyborg,
No,
man.
I must have
she
thought about
fought
Lena
Sarge.
Landsberg.
The big name that she fought, Lena Landsberg and Sarge. Those are the big names.
Yeah,
Bobby Cooper in her second fight.
She fought ABC too. Yeah, back in Invicta.
Aspen Ladd got skills though, man.
Aspen Ladd beat Amanda Bobby Cooper.
She fights in that camp though, y'all. She fights over there in that camp with
Colorado.
Yeah, she go over there with college. She go to Colorado. She work out with Rose and JJ Aldridge, and sometimes they get in there with Valentina.
Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. They she got some good wins, man. I mean, she beat the hell out of the last fight. I remember she beat Lena Landsberg's ass. But she's had a long layoff, man. Like Aspen Ladd ain't fought in a year, and she was supposed to fight whoever she was supposed to fight Leslie Smith, but because of that whole the water weight and couldn't make the weight thing, that kind of hindered her. But man, I think she's gonna come back fresh, man. She's gonna come back fresh.
I'm not really impressed with Aspen Ladd as a fighter, but her stand up might be a little bit better than Tanya Effinger. But Tanya.
Aspen Ladd almost a damn complete fighter, man.
I was gonna say you haven't been watching Aspen Ladd.
I think Tanya Effinger is
You're not thinking about the right Aspen Ladd. Aspen Ladd is like the #1 prospect.
Yeah, she's almost a complete fighter.
I haven't really been impressed with her in any of her fights that she's had. Like the one.
She reminds me of like Roy McDonald.
Okay, so what does she do that she doesn't impress you?
I mean, the way she just puts everything together, her striking and her grappling. I'm just not super impressed with her. Like, I mean, she's okay, but I just don't see her beating Tanya Effinger on the ground. I think Tanya Effinger is going to school her on the ground. If Tanya Effinger takes her down, I think she's going to do ground and pound.
It's possible, but Tanya not going to just be able to go in there and just look, man. This girl, I'm trying to tell you,
was undersized at bantamweight. She's not a big bantamweight, too.
I'm trying to tell you. No, I mean,
no.
That's the same Sarge that came in at 155 pounds in the tough tournament.
No,
this girl wasn't undersized.
I'm talking about size and reach and everything. I mean, Sajara Eubanks is not a big bantamweight.
Short people fight tall people all the time.
She's not a big bantamweight. And plus,
Sarge was a big bantamweight. Come on, what are you talking about? Come on, man.
Aspen Ladd is a lot bigger than Sajara Eubanks. Sajara Eubanks was undersized.
Here we
Okay,
go.
wait a minute.
Lena
Wait.
Lansberg, come on.
Let me jump in.
You all the way wrong.
Wait,
Amanda
let me
Bobby
jump in
Cooper's
real
trash,
quick.
too. You know Amanda Bobby Cooper's trash.
Lena
Ryan
Lansberg has always been a bantamweight. What are you talking about?
Amanda Bobby Cooper's bad too. You know
Amanda, okay, I'll give you Amanda Bobby Cooper, but Lena Lansberg wrong. Sarge Eubanks wrong.
Lena Lansberg's not a good fighter. Sarge Eubanks was undersized. Sarge Eubanks was a good fighter, but she was undersized. She's very undersized.
She walks around at 160 pounds, bro.
Sajara Eubanks is a big flyweight, but she's not a big bantamweight. Not even close to as big as Aspen Ladd.
She's at a good state.
If Sarge
you are so overhyping her. Tanya Effinger is going to wash her. I'm sorry.
She might beat her, but if you're saying that Sajara is undersized, Aspen Ladd is 6-0. Aspen Ladd has finished 5 of her fights. The only person that she didn't finish was Sarge Eubanks. So I'm not sure if Sarge is undersized or not. Like, I'm not sure if you can make that call.
And if we really talk about Lena Lansberg, Brian, you know, she's only lost to the top fighters, man. She's only lost to the top fighters. I mean, the big loss she had was against Cyborg, okay? That's like her number one, the most worst loss of her career. And then, you know, she lost to Panny like early, man. And then she lost to Aspen. I mean, she lost to actually good fighters. It wasn't like she was losing to
she's lost to good fighters, but she hasn't really beaten any good fighters. And Lena Lansberg isn't really that good. I mean,
I understand. I understand that. I'll give you that. But she good enough to step in there and actually go the distance, okay? Well, she ain't go the distance with Cyborg or Aspen Ladd.
No, of course
but
not.
She good up.
I got you. Yeah.
But those are the fighters, and she went the distance with Lucy Pudilova. But okay, now I'm gonna give you this one. I thought Lucy Pudilova won that fight, but she went the distance, and Lucy Pudilova is good. She good.
Yeah, Lucy's fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem with Lucy, but I'm sorry, I don't see Aspen Ladd beating Tanya on the ground. Tanya Effinger is old school, man. She trained with the Diaz brothers. She trained with the Diaz brothers. There's no way that Aspen Ladd's going to beat her.
What I'm saying
is, shocked if she wins.
Don't sleep on this prospect.
Oh,
do not sleep on this prospect. This girl is a well-rounded fighter. This girl can bang. She know how. I mean, her defense is picked up from fight to fight. Don't sleep on her.
Well, I'm not going to give her any credit if she wins. I'll just blame it on Tanya Effinger getting destroyed by Chris.
So wait a minute. So how you gonna explain it? God, dog, Brian J.
No matter what she does.
You know what, Brian J. Let's just. Brian, dang it, Brian J.
So I'm sorry.
Hey, Coach,
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
I'm gonna say, everybody, I gotta take off. Thank you guys for having me on the panel. I'll still be listening, but I actually got to take off because I got work and stuff in the morning, so I'll probably be going to bed sooner.
I couldn't help it.
Oh yeah, we got about 10 minutes left.
Okay. All right. Yeah. See you guys. Thanks for having me.
Full-time MMA. Have a good night.
Go subscribe to Full Time, guys. What is Brian?
I can't help it. If Aspen Ladd beats Tanya Effinger, I'm blaming it on Chris Cyborg. When I see Chris Cyborg, I'm like you. When I see Chris Cyborg, I'm going to tell you ruined Tanya Effinger's career, and good for you because she's a good fighter.
Hey, Brian. Let's agree to disagree.
Okay.
Now, if one thing, Tanya Effinger knew what she getting when she fought Chris Cyborg because she wanted to come to UFC.
Right. That was her only option.
She had other battles with other people, and that sometimes after a while drained. Cyborg is tough. Cyborg hits heavy. Tanya knew that, and she accepted that. We can't blame Cyborg for that for being a competitor. So it's just not her fault. It was
no.
Tanya's
I'm not saying it's Chris Cyborg's fault. I'm just saying if Aspen Ladd destroys Tanya Effinger, then I'll say, well, she's been softened up by Chris Cyborg. So I can't give Aspen Ladd credit for that. And
you are blaming Cyborg.
You can say I'm a hater, but you know.
You are blaming Cyborg. That's technically what you're saying.
But Tanya Effinger, really, to be honest, she called out Cyborg. And she was one of the few people back in the day that actually wanted to fight Cyborg. So
for years.
And
Yana Kunitskaya. For years they wanted to fight Chris Cyborg.
It didn't work out. It didn't work out too well. But they won.
They both got destroyed. So mad props to Chris Cyborg for that. She destroyed 2 really good fighters who are world champions in Invicta, who had called her out at Strikeforce. You know, I give her credit for that, you know. But, you know, if Aspen Ladd wins, you know, it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
so.
It's not a career-defining victory.
I think with Aspen Ladd, if she capitalizes on any weaknesses that Tanya was had, if she still has injuries that are kind of hampering her movement or anything like that, she probably pull it off. But if Tanya can get in a lucky shot or maybe a submission, then that's something that feather in your cap. You beat one of Dana White's prospects.
Yeah, that is true. She is a Dana White prospect.
Let's do this. Okay, real quick, guys, because we don't have much longer on here. Okay, I'm gonna roll a question back over to Channel MMA with Jay, and Jay does this a lot on her channel, which I enjoy. Okay, Jay, what is a matchup that you really want to see that you just haven't got that matchup? And then, guys, let's discuss it.
Wow, matchup I really want to see that I haven't gotten to see. Coming to the end of the year, it looks like there's so many fights right now, so many different matchups that I'm actually pretty excited about. But let me think about two people. I don't know if this is something I really want to see necessarily, but I do What's Next on my channel. I do a series called What's Next. And I think What's Next for those losers at UFC 228, I think they need to fight each other. Okay. So Carla versus KK. I really think that that's the next fight. I don't want to see Carla fight Michelle Waterson. You know, I don't want to see those fights anymore. I want to just see, you know, let's just be real. They just lost. They lost horribly, you know. So let's just start. I hate to say weeding them out, but the losers got to fight the losers now. You know, the losers have to fight the losers.
And that's the way it should be, in my opinion. But because of politics, it's just not like that.
I think that Carolina, you know, I think she's slowly, you know, slipping into that gatekeeper status, man. She's slowly. And you know, the more damage. See, I'm gonna tell you, man, about these fighters, okay? And then I'm gonna spin it back off to you, Aquarius, and then I'm gonna spin it to you, XA. The problem with some of these fighters that fight in that style is they think that their chin lasts forever, but see, people don't know that the more that you get hit in your chin, the weaker that your chin gets. Okay, it gets extremely weak, and over time, you know, like people like Jessica that can take an enormous amount of punishment. See. It's gonna be karma, and she gonna get into the fight where it'll be somebody, and it's out of the blue, somebody gonna hit her, and it's not gonna even seem like that the shot was that powerful, but that shot gonna put Jessica out of there. So see, Carolina, she's maxed out her chin. I call that maxing it out. Carolina done been in some wars. This girl don't ever move her head, and see, I used to tell people early on, I was like, yo, I like this Kovacevic girl. She kind of crazy looking, but this girl don't move her head, and that's problematic because she's getting hit over and over and over. And I'm like, you know, it's going to be hard for her to beat a person like Joanna because Joanna is going to move her head. Joanna is going to get out of there. Carolina is back and forth. And I was telling people, you know, I had these Carolina fans, you know, all in their feelings. Man, you can't talk about Carolina like that. You know, what if Carolina sees you? What? Ain't nobody scared of no damn Carolina Kovacevic. Damn girl weigh about what, 100, 115 million. We ain't scared of her. And I'm like, dude, okay, listen. First of all, I'm a guy. I'm not going in. I don't care if she a marshal. I'm not fighting no woman. But I ain't scared of no damn Carolina Kovacevic. Look, I'm just telling you guys the truth. Y'all got to stop being so infatuated with these women and literally look at what I'm saying. She fighting Jessica Andrade in a fight that stylistically favors Jessica because Carolina is a banger. So is Jessica, but Jessica is a stronger banger than Carolina. That's just how it is.
That's what I was telling people too. I was like, you know, Carolina has no takedown defense, and she has no defense in the pocket, and she's mostly a clinch fighter. That's what she is. She's a Muay Thai clinch fighter in MMA. All she does is uses elbows and knees, and that worked against Rose. But that's not going to work against Jessica Andrade. That wasn't going to work.
Jessica too athletic and explosive, and I'm like,
yeah.
Carolina Kovacevic, it's no, it's not going to happen. She's not beating Jessica. She's in a style that so favors Jessica that, you know, Carolina is going to have to make adjustments. Carolina don't make adjustments with. She don't know how to do that. See, somebody like Joanna and Rose, they going to make adjustments. They know how to adjust. They know how, like, if you fight them and you beat them the first time, they know how to prepare the second time. Or they even know, like, inside of the octagon, they can make inside the octagon adjustments to your fighting style. See, that's what's special about them. But no, Carolina, her octagon IQ is very, very low. Like, honestly, and I was telling people, like, early on, Carolina's a hell of a fighter, but boy, her octagon IQ it's not there. Like, somebody cut the light off at home or I don't know, man. Yeah, and part of me think, she's standing against that cage before the fight started, and she's looking up at the ceiling. I'm wondering if she's asking God to give her octagon IQ, because that damn IQ is just not there. It's just not there. and I don't even think the course of her career, I don't think her octagon IQ is ever going to be there. Like, it's just, Carolina is a good dumb fighter, and I hate to put it that way. She's a very good dumb fighter that just don't think.
Right.
Like, she don't think.
We compare it to like Ronda Rousey. She's not finished. In a way, she needs to. Her camp needs to take and break her down and build her back up again, and maybe work on her head movement. Maybe bring in a good boxing coach, or just
Exactly. I think
she's too loyal, man, to the Polish people, and I get it. Okay, yeah, you loyal to your cause, your people, but now when you done got your ass handed to you once by Claudia Gadelha, who ragdolled you all over the octagon. Okay, I mean, you got your ass whooped in that fight, and then you get the worst defeat of your career. I mean, your head left your body, your soul left your body. You had an out-of-body experience. You got to talk to God while you got knocked out. God put you back in your body. Then when you hit the ground, you woke up because you was asleep. And then you woke up looking up at the ceiling, and God was still talking to you and said, "My daughter, you have been knocked out. Just lay on the ground and let me just let God have his will with you. Just lay on the ground and look up and praise me that you didn't die that day." See, that's Carolina. That's just Carolina.
It's like that scene from Knight's Tales. You have been weighed, you have been measured, and you've been found wanting. When dude gets knocked off the horse by William, and he just slowly going down to the ground. And he's looking, he's seeing all his friends and everything else, and she might have been falling down. She probably was seeing in some kind of alternate reality, seeing Alex Overeem saying, "Hey, you too? Hey."
Yeah. I mean, hey, it is what it is. But so okay, Aquarius, I'm gonna roll it over to you. Okay, who do you want to see Karolina Kowalkiewicz take on next? Okay, who do you want to see her take on? And do you think she'll win that fight?
I think she should fight Carla Esparza.
Ryan, your name, Aquarius.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Brian J. crazy, man. Got him, man. Yeah. I had Aquarius.
I don't know if I have someone that I really want to see Carolina fight. I think my fight, I would choose probably Tyron and GSP.
God, dog.
But as far as Carolina
versus GSP,
no, I said Tyron versus GSP. But as far as Carolina, I don't know. Did anybody else think she looked a little weird fighting Andrade? Like, even when the ref was calling her name and announcing her, she was like up against the fence and looking real timid and just smiling.
That's what
she does that every time.
She always does that.
Like that.
Yeah, she always does.
Carla on the other side be looking strange, like a stone face robot. I'm still thinking about the wrong fight, but
she
does
that between rounds. Like when she fought JJ, she was doing that when they fight JJ. That's a thing. That's a niche or something.
She had makeup on. I'm still shocked that she had them eyelashes on, and she got knocked out with them eyelashes. I'm like, God, dog.
You gotta make it look pretty because she got it's for the fanboys. They were crying.
That was funny.
Them dudes put so many thumbs down on that video I made, man. I had God, dog. I had boy. All my haters come in one video, and that's the video they just chose to thumb on down. I'm like, wait a minute now, come on. Now I reported everything everybody else. I was probably a little bit more animated though. I was like, dang, man. I was like, man, I actually wasn't picking on Carolina. I was like, damn, man. Like she got knocked off her feet, y'all. Like she got lifted up. Then she was asleep. She hit the ground. The ground woke her up. I'm like, boy, she took knockout to another level, man. Like, God,
yeah,
she did a B-hop flop. Like that.
And you never see like a knockout like that at strawweight. Like a one-punch knockout. I mean, we saw Rose knocking out Joanna, but it was like an accumulation of punches that did the job. With Jessica, it was just one punch.
Hey, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm looking at the rankings right now on the women's strawweight. And I want to see if you can give me your opinion. What do you think about the women's strawweight?
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people are saying that they moved Tatiana Suarez up 5 spots. So Tatiana Suarez is she's ranked number 4. They moved Carolina down to 5. They moved Tisha down to number 6, and they moved Carla Esparza down to 2. I think the fight. I think the fight that should happen. I know a lot of people. The sister was talking about. She said Carla Esparza should fight KK, but I think Tisha Torres should fight KK. What do you think of that matchup?
Man, Tisha
That'd be good.
I think Tisha Torres beat KK.
Yeah, I think she wins.
Because I'm gonna tell you, Tisha Torres, she was doing extremely well against Jessica in the first round. But see, Tisha Torres' problem, and I figured it out, man. It's her cardio, man. Like if Tisha Torres had an immense amount of cardio, she would have beat Jessica. Because she was doing some really good stuff in that fight. It's just she was tired. Because I was watching the fight this morning when I was doing my keys to victory, and I'm like, Tisha Torres is freaking exhausted. Like she can't even execute the stuff that she was doing in the first round. I think Tisha Torres goes in. I think she beats the hell out of KK because Tisha Torres fights in a similar style as Jessica, but Tisha she's more accurate. She's gonna hit Carolina Kovacevic. Hold on, man. She's gonna hit Carolina Kovacevic more, man. And I'm just saying, man. I think for KK, that's another loss. And I really believe Tisha Torres is gonna go in there and just like really do her thing. And also she's strong, man. Tisha is strong. She's very strong, and I think she's stronger. She's stronger than KK. I can't see KK beating her, man. I think
also the problem with Tisha against Jessica Andrade.
And I think that knockout, man. See, people ain't gonna think that knockout. That thing is gonna affect Carolina Kovacevic, man. For the next few, it's gonna affect her. Like her chin is not the same. That's what I'm saying. If Tisha Torres can definitely land a good shot, Tisha Torres could probably knock her out again. That chin is not the same. That chin has been tested, and that chin failed that test. It failed the test, okay? And boy, it's gonna be open season. People and their mama gonna be wanting to fight Carolina now. Watch what I tell you. She gonna start getting called out from the 85th strawweight. Yeah, I'll go in there and beat that Kovacevic girl. I'll be in there and whoop Carolina's little ass. That's what they're gonna say.
I think also with Tisha Torres that she doesn't have a good jab. That was the thing that really hurt her against Jessica Andrade. Like she was doing well with her left hooks and a lot of her strikes, but to really keep Jessica off of you and to stop her momentum, you need a really great jab. So that's why I picked Jessica to beat Tisha Torres because Tisha doesn't have a good jab. Rose also doesn't have a great jab, which I think could hurt her. But she has a great submission.
Rose got a good jab.
I think she has great hooks, but she doesn't have the jab that you want to have.
Rose got a phenomenal.
I gotta bow out. I gotta say goodnight to you guys. It's been real in the chat though.
Good night, Jay.
We got about 5 minutes. Yeah. MMA with Jay, guys.
Yeah.
MMA. Good night. I think Rose has great left hooks and she has a great submission game and she has great stand up, but I just don't think she has the type of jab to keep Jessica off of her for like a full 5 rounds.
I think the problem with Tisha is like she's her. Who her training man is Amanda Nunes, and she's kind of like the same book as Claudia Gadelha. She has the muscle, but just somehow just don't have the stamina like she should. I mean, she's not like she's as big, and like compared to Jessica Andrade. You think she would have a little better stamina, but it just seemed like it's something about, I don't know. Maybe she focused too much on building size. She needs to work more of a cardio. She should do a little more running. She also do like put her in a pool and let her like jog on the water for a couple of minutes. Yeah, maybe that help her lungs open up a little better.
Hell, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, folks, this is what we're finna do, man. Very quick thoughts because it's time to roll. It's been a very interesting Mobcast. It's been good. Next week, we'll try to implement some kind of debate so we can get to arguing because that's gonna be fun. But we'll start closing thoughts. We'll start with you first, George Page.
Well, like I said, what I'm thinking about situation with the whole Jessica Andrade Rose thing. It's gonna happen. It has to happen. But the thing is, it's not up to Rose really. We all know the UFC. They have what they don't want. They're afraid if Jessica beat Rose, you're gonna have 3 champions that are Brazilian. and they feel like it's going to hurt their white male fan base. Yeah, think about it. You'll have Jessica as a strawweight champion. You have Amanda as the bantamweight champion, and you
Chris
have
Cyborg
featherweight champion. So, but Rose has to do it because you know what? She's not the type of person to run away from. And I think if she was a real champion, she would tell UFC, "Let me go ahead and fight her. Don't try to protect me. Let me go ahead and fight her." And that thing with Tatiana Suarez coming up number 4, that's bullcrap. You beat Carla, big whoop, but 5 spaces. If she should have fought Felice Herring or fought somebody else, but
she should be number 2 as far as I'm concerned, Tatiana Suarez, because she's my favorite fighter.
To me, she should be
because she's my favorite fighter, so I'm biased. So she should be number 2.
She should be number 7, number 8. Just because you beat Carla Esparza.
She's number 2 or number 3. No.
Just because you beat Carla Esparza, who should not have fought her because Carla is an atom weight. She should have fought this girl. This girl is practically a flyweight herself. But like I said, if it comes down to it, and they want to protect Rose, they will put her with we'll put Tatiana her in a fight.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
From Jessica.
Okay. Now, guys, do me a huge favor. When people giving their closing thoughts, guys, put yourself on mute so they can get their thoughts out, because it's their closing thought, because then everybody get their chance to get their closing thoughts off, man. That's what we got. So y'all go ahead and show some love to everybody, man, and do that. Okay, my man Dennis Espinoza, your closing thoughts, sir.
First, when I meet Cyborg, I'm gonna tell her if somebody named Brian Jensen comes up to her to give him a spanking.
God dog.
God dog. That gave me a really good idea. I'm gonna become the Dana White of geriatric MMA. Hire Jackson and Silva and a few others. That was supposed to be a joke too.
Yeah.
I don't want to see KK fight anybody until she gets good stand-up training. George hinted on that good boxing coach. She don't need to take punishment like that, or she just needs to quit or get good training. The fight I'd like to see is it's really of interest to me for a long time is Homa and Nunes. Apparently that probably will happen after the first of the year if there's anything left of Nunes after Cyborg.
Okay. And that's the legendary Dennis Espinoza. Okay, my man Brian J., your closing thoughts, sir, please.
I definitely support Tatiana Suarez because moving up 5 spots. I mean, being number 4 to me is great because she beat Carla Esparza, used to be a world champion, and even though Carla Esparza isn't a big strawweight, it was great. It was a great victory for Tatiana Suarez, and I think she has a lot of support from the UFC, so I think they'll have Jessica Andrade fight Rose, and then Tatiana will fight somebody else, and then fight the winner of that fight. I want Joanna to fight Valentina Shevchenko. I think they both want that fight. I think it's a big fight to happen in Madison Square Garden. It will make that card a whole lot better. And I'm supporting Antonina Shevchenko. I think she's clearly the heavy favorite to beat Ashley Evans Smith, and I think she's going to dominate Ashley on the feet. I don't think Ashley will be able to take her to the ground at all. So I got Antonina for that fight, and yeah, this is a really good Mobcast, and I'm really enjoying myself. This is really great. So yeah.
Brian J. MMA and Brian J. Man, that rhyme. Okay, my man XA Gucci 23. Closing thoughts, brother.
Well, my closing thought is that I hope that we don't get any more bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I said, because we know we got UFC 229 coming up. Khabib is known for something. You know what I mean? If he's getting sick, you know what I mean. And like I said, I'm looking forward to Amanda Nunes versus Chris Cyborg. We all know Amanda Nunes have that bullshit where she likes to pull out. So I'm praying to the MMA guys that those 2 bouts don't get canceled because I'm looking forward to both those fights. Also, I'll say here though, I believe that Conor McGregor will beat Khabib. Nate Diaz will beat what's his name, Dustin Poirier, and you hear it first that the UFC will set up Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz 3 next year for the lightweight belt, and that fight will sell. I'm looking forward to that. But like I said, I'm praying to the MMA guys that we don't get any more bullshit because I'm looking forward to those matchups. That's my closing thoughts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And finally, my girl Aquarius, first time going live, and hopefully she can go live on my channel a few times too. Aquarius, give us your closing thoughts, young lady.
All right. As far as Conor versus Khabib, I hope Khabib wins only because I don't like Conor. As long as Khabib doesn't get caught with something crazy coming in because he likes to rush in. Cyborg versus Nunes, I'm interested to see how Nunes' power will translate to 145. I know she's cracking the girls at 135, but can she actually do that with Cyborg? Can she do anything with Cyborg? I think a more competitive fight would be Nunes versus Holm. I know Holm doesn't really deserve the title shot, but I would really like to see that fight. And I definitely want to see Joanna fight Valentina. She's not getting a title shot anytime soon against Rose again. So she might as well move up and fight Val.
It is. Guys, that's all the closing thoughts. Folks, thank you in the comment section for coming in. And guys, thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh no, Rugby Queen. Yes, we're signing off.
Yep.
The general got tied up this week, guys. But hey, we definitely got this thing. The Mobcast, we're gonna make it grow. We're gonna make it grow, guys. So spread the word about the Mobcast. Anybody, hey, all MMA all day. To come get this word Mobcast.
Yep.
Hey guys, well, this is your host, and I did it this time, so hopefully I won't have to moderate next time. But guys, I'm done. What are you guys waiting on? Subscribe to Brian Jensen.
Peace, everybody.
Subscribe.
Have a good night. Thanks, Joe. Thank you, Cole. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Subscribe to X-Day Gucci 23.
Y'all have a good night.
I don't know if you make videos or not. I don't know if you make videos, but hell, just subscribe to her anyway. She might feel like making a video one day.
All right, good night, family.
Y'all have a good night. And I got Conor knocking out Khabib and fighting Nate Diaz. That's going to be great. It's going to happen. Conor's going to whoop that ass.
Brian, that's the way I see it, brother.
Yeah, Conor's the king. Don't forget it. Y'all have a good night.
That's the way I see it, brother. That's the way I see it, brother. Have a good night. LBC all day. LBC. I mean,
LBC, LDMMAC.